Hey, I am Para and welcome to one of my mega cuts. I normally post these when my life is on fire, my chronic illness has flared up to the point that I can't record, or there's just some other vague reason why I couldn't record/pre-record. So even though it's recycled content, which I don't love doing, I hope that you enjoy it nonetheless. But I couldn't do this without giving you a proper intro. So go grab a drink, I've got tea. Maybe get a snack, consider liking the video, consider subscribing, and I will see you on the other side. You can't prove something is influencing something if you cannot prove that that thing exists in the first place. Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back. Today I thought we would have a look at Call Me Chris. I was sort of scrolling through my analytics and noticed that that was one of the more searched things. I mean, Twin Paranormal's also up there, but I have done Twin Paranormal on their own, and I've only done Call Me Chris with Sam and Colby, so I thought it could be interesting to look at Call Me Chris and Celina on their own. So this is going to be another most popular reaction. Technically it's not their most popular, because their most popular is a two-parter, and I am not signing up for a two-parter today. They're already an hour long as it is, so grab your drink. I've got tea as always. You grab your drink and let's get into it. So all I did was search by most popular and then scrolled until we hit a ghost hunting video. So this one is their most popular, but as I said, it's an hour long and it's part one. I'm not signing up for that. So I thought we would do this one. And I am already questioning my life decisions. So it is this haunted house put us in the hospital. It is an hour long, which I love. I don't like that all of these like an hour long, but sure. This was an insane night. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do, please like the video and let us know in the comments if you want us to continue this series. We have a lot more locations planned and we're pumped to explore more haunted locations. There's social stuff, tagged people, nothing about it being for entertainment. Cool. Okay, let's get into it. Oh my gosh.
Only good things are left and we're listening. Get out! Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Comic. Did you hear that? What was that? That terrifying ghost.
At least it's just, you know, like two best friends having fun together. I do like that.
She was CelinaSpookyBoo, aka my best friend, aka she sees ghosts. Ew. We're so happy to have her on the channel. We're also sitting in her dwelling, in her home, which is so fucking haunted. I didn't want to live in a haunted house. And she lives in a haunted house, and I'm super excited. We are maybe gonna start ghost hunting a little bit more. And
I mean, she has enough money to move, but I have a feeling that wherever Celina goes, it's gonna be haunted, because she's that kind of person. And I know, like I often say, weird shit happens around me all the time, and I can't explain it, but I'm not claiming it's haunted. I don't know what it is. It's just weird stuff happens. But I think that's really the difference, is something can be paranormal and unexplainable and not be ghosts. I think people really need to remember and put that distinction in, that just because we're talking about paranormal instances does not automatically mean ghosts. It's just anything. Paranormal means anything that science cannot explain. I now want to prove that. I should probably not put things like that in my mouth on the internet. Define paranormal. Yes, paranormal. Seemingly outside normal sensory channels and not in accordance with scientific laws. It says absolutely nothing about ghosts. Fine, anyway, you get the point. So yeah, just because a paranormal occurrence happens does not mean it is a ghost. And I think people just need to keep that in mind. Not everything is ghosts, and ghosts aren't even proven to be real. It's just a theory, or maybe even a hope. It could be, this paranormal phenomena that we experience could be anything. It could be timeline bleeds. It could be parallel universe crashes. It could be residue expulsion of trapped energy. It could be anything. It's just we don't have the science to explain it yet, and that is why it's paranormal. It doesn't mean that anything's haunted. It doesn't mean that there's a ghost. it doesn't mean that it's even particularly intelligent. If it's just something leaking and trapped or briefly coming into contact with each other, there's no telling whether you're going to be able to get any sort of sentience or intelligent communication or answer from it. Anyway, we're only 48 seconds in and I'm already going off on a tangent, so let's just continue, shall we?
I'm gonna pop my cherry. She's gonna... We're those kind of friends. But yeah, I'm excited to explore this house with her. We're gonna do some interviews. We're bringing a medium in. Medium's coming in. And if you don't know what a medium is, look it up in a book. I'm not gonna explain it. Maybe Jake can put something here. I don't know. She lives on 50 acres of haunted land. In the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. No neighbors to hear us scream. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. You guys might know what's gonna happen. I'm scared. Are you scared?
Honestly, yeah. I wasn't before, and now we're here, and the candles have already been weird, so yeah.
Oh, not fire doing fire things. To be fair, candles can sometimes act really bizarre, and I'm just like, okay. So like, I'm gonna try and not knock spiritual beliefs in this, because I do have spiritual beliefs myself. I do use things like divination, but at the same time, just because I'm divining something from it, just because I'm getting something out of it that is useful and helpful to me, doesn't make it real, if that makes sense. So like, I'm trying to explain it in a way that makes sense. I know I went into this before. If videos come out in order, I know I've gone into this before, but it's like when this went missing. I can't explain how this went missing, but it did. And at the timing it went missing, it was when my friendship was breaking down with the person that gave it to me. Now, at the time, I just thought I'd lost it, didn't think anything of it. It was after the friendship broke down that I'm like, maybe I lost it, or it went missing, or it was taken from me, or whatever the hell happened because I would notice that this had gone missing and I would attribute it to my friendship breaking down. At the time, I didn't really think that. It was something that I started to think that maybe, when the friendship started breaking down. But then it showed up again in a place that I had checked several times and emptied several times after I had sort of gotten closure and moved on from that person. Now, that person has done fuck nothing to give me closure. That was all me. But yeah, I have that could have just been a thing going missing. Maybe I've been a bit blind, whatever. But I have attributed meaning to it. Just because it's real to me, it does not mean that is exactly what happened. Does not mean that is like gospel truth. But it makes sense in my reality. Does that mean my boyfriend has to believe exactly the same thing as me? No. He could just say, I don't actually know what he thinks, haven't asked, it doesn't really matter. It's a lip balm at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't know, does that make sense? Like, just because you assign something meaning in your own reality does not mean it then becomes real and fact and extends into everybody else's reality. I hope that made sense.
Hey everybody, we are here with Celina and Valerie. Celina is gonna intro her because she has some history with her, so go ahead.
Yeah, so Valerie, back before TikTok or YouTube or anything, I actually had a reading from, and at the time, I was like, I wonder if this stuff will come true, and it all did. So then I had her on my podcast, and I thought, if there was anyone to have in Chris's video, it was gonna be Valerie.
I've never done anything like this. I've never talked to a psychic medium or anything, so I'm very interested to ask some questions about the house, and then also about me and Celina.
But Celina claims to be a psychic medium. When was this released? 2 years ago. So when did Celina start claiming that she was a psychic? Interesting. I'm just Googling the medium while I wait for this to get started.
As long as I've known Chris, I feel like we met pretty early on, and we clicked, and we've always clicked, and I'm like, this is a Canadian bond, but it just seemed more than that, and we like miss each other, and we talk all the time, and
which I don't do with anyone, really.
I was like, this feels deeper, and I know like before, like Adam and I had known each other in other lives. Do you know if that is like a chance or on the realm of a chance?
From what I have learned, actually it is. And I don't mean to give you like the cheesy corny, yeah, that's exactly it, right answer, but ultimately like your soul has planned to be here as much as yours has. You both plan to interact in this lifetime and have a certain story or lesson together and share that with whoever wants to share your experience, which is basically the world.
And yeah, we've both experienced really weird things, whether it's seeing things, hearing things at the same time.
Like no one else heard them but us.
Or me having dreams about things that have happened or stuff like that. And I've never really clicked it together until I met Celina and Sam and Colby, and they kind of told me about all this stuff. And then I was like, oh, so I've been kind of like delving more into it. But I was curious, like, is that anything I should like practice more, or can I look into it more? Do I have nothing? Is it just I'm crazy?
There's lots of different ways that I probably could answer this, because there's a scientific answer for sure.
Okay.
Like, don't know if you've ever been actually clinically diagnosed or anything, but typically people with ADD or ADHD.
Sure, that's guys.
Me.
Okay, you
We're
two.
both on the same boat. Okay, that's why I can relate.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
natural psychic gifts. 100% natural, because you were trained in the early years of life to become a very skilled empath, to the degree of being able to sense emotions from anywhere.
Okay.
But you were
Not entirely true. There is a significant link between ADHD and trauma, and there is a very proven link and chain of events that have linked scientifically trauma with empaths. Empaths and heightened states of empathy is a trauma response. I don't buy into empathy or empaths being a psychic gift. Could there be psychic gifts out there? Yes, sure, but I don't think empathy is one of them because of this scientific trail that we do have. Could other psychic gifts have a scientific trail that we just haven't worked out yet? Yeah, sure, probably. But honestly, we are living so disconnected from Earth and nature and everything. I don't think we will ever really know, because they are probably skills and gifts or whatever that would help us commune and live and exist hospitably in nature. And we don't do that anymore. But empathy comes from having to be hypervigilant and stuck in fight and flight for your formative years. It comes from having to scan everything and everyone around you because your environment was, in whatever way you deemed, unsafe. So you had to be able to feel and predict emotions. You had to be able to know these things. You had to be able to know it from how someone's breathing, how they take their footsteps, how they place a bag on the counter. I mean, if you've ever had somebody passively aggressively unload a load of laundry or a bag of shopping at you because they're pissed, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, even if you haven't had that specifically, but you've had something similar, you know what I'm talking about. And having to be constantly switched on and constantly scanning your environment is exhausting, but it is very much a survival behaviour. And I used to think it was a spiritual gift too. I used to think that I was spiritually gifted because I could just sense what people were thinking, and being around too many people was exhausting because I wasn't even doing it consciously. It was just, I could just feel everybody's emotions rubbing off on me, and it would mess me up if I was around people too long. And then I got into therapy and realised that I'm just heavily traumatised. And everybody has trauma. You don't even have to be to have trauma. Everybody has some form of situational trauma from a life experience, at least one life experience. And obviously for the higher levels of empathy, you would probably need more significant trauma. But again, trauma is subjective. What is traumatic for one child is absolutely nothing to another. So there's no way to measure trauma. I just don't want to get into the flipping trauma Olympics or the mental health Olympics in this video. I just wanted to make it clear.
Naturally chained at the same time to 100% doubt yourself every time you get those feelings.
Yes, that is very true.
That's the science of it as far as what we've learned. But when it comes down to like the way that your brain works, the energy behind the dreams, the deja vu experiences, that kind of thing, which I have to point out, they can be different for everybody. Because like deja vu, a lot of people have their experiences throughout like the day instead of actually in their dream realm at night.
Right.
So for that fact, I actually have to say, like, kind of adding to it, yes, it's deja vu through dreaming state, but in a sense where if you did work with it, you probably could start lucid dreaming. You could probably start doing what's called remote viewing as well.
Right.
You're probably actually already doing that without even kind of...
I've looked into that. I've looked into lucid dreaming and trying to get, like, more control.
Hasn't that been thoroughly debunked at this point? And also, dreams are excellent tools in practice and process. So a lot of the times we get so, especially with somebody with ADHD, for example, we are so busy and so go during the day. We do not give ourselves time to breathe, let alone reflect. And obviously some people do, some people like actually take that time, and I don't know what Chris does, but take that time to actually force ourselves to sit and reflect. Sorry, Kari's being a nutcase right now. But a lot of the time, especially people with ADHD, it's just go. So your dream states are actually the only time you give your brain to actually practice for this what if maybe event, or the only time you can process through that traumatic thing that happened. Sorry. Hi, Bevins. Hi. Like maybe there is some sort of dream precognition or whatever. Like I don't know. I don't have the answer for everything. Nobody has the answers for everything. So I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I am trying to look at more logical, rational, scientific things first before we start going into, yes, this is definitely like a sixth sense or whatever.
Control over my dreams. Like I've had it quite a few times where I like realize I'm dreaming, and then like you can like kind of see what's going on or like explore a little bit more. Like I did that last night. I had a dream about Selena last night, and I told her about it. And I said like she was in like distress and she was so upset, and I didn't know why. And I got here, and then she told me that she has heart problems and stuff. And then
my heart was being wonky.
Yeah, and it was really strange. But like I was very awake in that dream. Like you know when you can wake up and you can recall everything. Yeah. And then I was concerned, and I texted her right away.
Can ghosts affect?
That's actually what I was going to say next about the both of you together. So there's some people that believe that this is just like, again, with your highly sensitive, empathic type of person. Other people believe this is more of a spiritual thing. Personally, I'm on the more spiritual side. But you guys both have this ability to basically be able to take on the feelings, emotions, and energies of the people around you, sometimes even physical symptoms. So that being said, also the spirits that are around you, say like they fell down the stairs in their lifetime and hit their head, and maybe that they hit their head on the temple in the right spot, and that's how they died, and you get an immediate headache walking into the place, and you can't understand why. It's constant. It's like migraines kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Which you've been getting constantly the past few days.
And I'm not even going to point out the fact that there's no such thing as coincidences. The fact that I'm mentioning that.
Yes, there is such thing as coincidence. I'm not as big of a believer in coincidence, but there is definitely things called coincidences. Also, if Selena is having heart issues and she's been getting migraines, she needs to go to the doctor. I have heart issues and I get really bad headaches, and I've been going to the doctor. Like my heart's just a bit wonky. I've been referred to the "we don't know what's wrong with you" unit at the hospital because all my tests are normal, but something is wrong. So yeah, Selena needs to go to the doctor, because even if nothing is wrong, or if it's already like a diagnosed condition, it needs to be tracked. Like you can't just chalk up a major health thing like that. See, this shit is so dangerous. People ignore potential drastic health concerns because it could be a spirit. Not to mention this whole, you two are cyclically linked bullshit that's happening right now is inherently dangerous, because what happens, for argument's sake, if something happens to one of them and the other one doesn't know or doesn't feel it and gets woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning by a phone call because their best friend's died, and they're like, oh my god, what did I do wrong? Why didn't I feel it? How didn't I know? That's going to be such a dark place to dig yourself out from. All because some medium told you that you're linked and that you can sense each other. Just because you had a couple of dreams about each other. I don't know if I can get through this.
As my example, it's probably because it's happened here.
It's a lot of land. Like there's a lot of land here. This house has changed hands a lot of times, and I know things that have come up before. Like I'm just so curious. Like even like when you came inside, your first general. Because I know like when you go inside, like you get like a vibe. Like is there something that immediately jumped out?
Honestly, when I was driving in on my way here, it's interesting the path that my GPS had me take, because typically I don't take back roads late at night because I don't have the best night vision. I know nobody can see at night, but I really can't.
Yeah.
So I was actually kind of like, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take some more common roads. GPS wouldn't let me. It kept taking me this one back way. I had to go under basically an overpass, an archway that got really narrow and then comes back out. That going under that right there, I felt the energy shift. It went into more of like a lower vibrational frequency, if you will, and that's actually because you can probably see it well on camera. I'm quite shaky. I've been like that since that point. And it's because of this, like, I almost want to say whatever is here doesn't like exposure. Doesn't want, it's like they like to be quiet.
Up in the loft, we have this really weird issue with these candles. So they will turn them off and they turn on. And every night, 11 candles turn on of these. But when you break a camera out, those candles will not turn on. They will not happen. We had a seance here on Christmas Day with my family, and there was no cameras on, and it was hands down the most insane paranormal experiences I've ever had in my life, with the most evidence, with no cameras. So I'm curious, you know, we had stuff when we did it here, but I'm curious. I wanted Chris here, as I feel like our energy like really amplifies together, and I feel like things, if it's gonna happen with cameras on, it's definitely gonna be tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
We gotta trick them.
We're not gonna have cameras.
Yeah, but it does seem like anytime we start doing stuff or we do videos and we stop, like things are wonky for a little few days.
Yeah, there's like a feeling of like, I want peace, I want quiet, I want my space back, kind of like overstepping sort of thing. And honestly, like, you know, you were saying there's some health issues going on. You should really consider the fact that there's some outside energies that could be influencing those for you. I know a lot of medical.
No. I mean, maybe just a titchy bit, maybe, but you need to go to the doctor. You need to get checked. Mundane first. Always mundane first.
Medical professionals don't even like touch that with a 10-foot pole or anything, but it seriously is something that there's been scientific studies done on it. It's pretty interesting. There's been actually documented proof of it through a couple different paranormal activity groups that go along and do this stuff. They show...
Like what? Names, studies. You can't just vaguely say some shit like that. Like, oh yeah, it's kind of been proven, and then not cite anything so people can't do their own research.
How the spirits can affect your physical body, and they call it kind of like overshadowing, like blacking out, taking your energy away from you. This is beyond just touching you and, you know what I mean? Like, they're influencing your thoughts and stuff too.
I mean, I've seen it firsthand with Celina. We've literally walked.
There is no actual proof of anything to do with spirits, so there cannot be actual proof that they are influencing people. You can't prove something is influencing something if you cannot prove that that thing exists in the first place.
Walked into like the Winchester mansion, and she was ill the entire, and then she would walk out and be completely fine.
This is sitting here and it is very weird. Like I feel like like I'm gonna throw up and like shaky, freezing in here.
You're just baffled by it.
100% spiritual like influence there.
It could be EMF sickness. It could be she is very sensitive to EMF, and in these old buildings, in these old places, the wiring is often shot. So it could just be that.
But what is the best way, do you think, to get any kind of reaction? I'm sure it depends on who you're talking to.
It does. I'm going to say from personal experience and my own personal opinion and preference, the spirit box is definitely a favorite, just because it really it comes with like solid proof. You can't deny. You hear that with your own ears.
No, you can deny it because you can set it up to fail. You can set it up for false positives.
But now Chris she's like never had a reading at all or anything, and I'm just curious if you
She's laughing. She's like,
do you feel anything or
I'd be curious to know.
Oh, okay. Well,
anything off the table, Chris?
No.
Okay, everything's on the table.
these things can get really deep.
That's okay.
Personal.
That's okay. No, my audience already knows it's too much.
Did a little channeling before I came, you know, kind of like the meditation mode.
Channeling or Googling?
Do you get people, like, did you vibe with any, like, people energies or anything up in this bit?
That's it. Scientific term, up in this bitch.
Actually, I picked up on a couple. I don't feel like they're connected, though. I kind of feel like they're from all different time frames or, like, just, you know, different areas even, because I do know from my experience doing this, and especially in country homes where there's lots of land and not near as many individuals living on that land, the spirits from far and wide will come and attach to the person that actually is capable of hearing, understanding, and connecting to them, too. So I have to say, I feel like there's one individual that's really not connected to the house per se, more to the property. The house is, It has history, but I don't feel like that's any of the reason why these spirits are connecting with you, why they're kind of bothering you, if you will. But I did pick up specifically on a female and a little child as well. I think a little boy.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting that you can't fact check any of that because they're not connected to the house, they're connected to the lands. And they have travelled in the afterlife to this property, so there's no way to verify any of it.
This house is weird. It's very large and it has like, it's been built on over time, and like there's definitely some weird things about this land. And like, because before when we did a video about this house, Taylor's friend came in and she was medium and she had some ideas about some things in some places, and it's cool to hear different things come through. But there's definitely like some locales that have been more spooky than others. The most is the loft. So I've been working, writing a book, and you will I'll be on camera and you will audibly, everyone in the comments, like you will hear them run down that hallway into the loft and come down those stairs. And it's a very distinct sound. And I've literally turned it around. You can hear it. You can hear what the floor is doing. Yeah, I'm curious. I feel like I don't know who's messing with the candles, because I have these candles. They're buy button. I went on Amazon. I looked at the reviews. Over 472 reviews. No one had the candles turning on by themselves. So like when we do go up there, I'm gonna turn them all off. We can like head down the hall or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna turn on.
I've heard stuff out there when I was here before I really knew it was haunted and stuff. So I already know shit's going down up there.
Again, I just want to say, weird shit does happen. So many people have all these individualized stories of weird shit that happens in homes, in buildings, in places where people are. And I'm sure it happens when people aren't around, but obviously if people aren't around, there's nobody to tell a story. But just because this weird stuff is happening, it doesn't mean it's spirits, and it doesn't mean that it's haunted. It's definitely paranormal. If you cannot explain it using rational means, it's definitely paranormal, but it doesn't mean that it's a ghost. I just wanted to like put that out there again, just slowly push that idea towards people. Just paranormal does not equal ghost. Nope. But yeah, like I'm not gonna be like, oh no, every story's fake, everything is wrong, everything is made up, because that's not necessarily true. A lot of this stuff is fake, is staged, is just simply misinterpreted, but not all of it is. Like, I've had many experiences. Me and my boyfriend have had the same experience at the same place at 2 completely different times before we knew each other. And just to cover my bases, he told me this story first, and I know I'm not making it up. So it's not like I told him about this event and then he's like, oh my god, me too, because I have no way to really corroborate that. He wouldn't lie to me, but I'm just like throwing that out there. And like, even people like Beardo, for example, have weird stuff happen in their homes. And Beardo he wants to be a believer, but he is a very skeptical person. So the fact that even Beardo admits that something weird's happening in his home that he can't explain lends credit. Because it's different when somebody like Beardo says it and when somebody like Celina says it, because Celina has a belief system. She very much believes in this sort of stuff, whereas Beardo is very much like me with mundane first, and then obviously I have my spiritual beliefs on top of that, but I am still very much mundane first. I want a logical, earthbound answer, scientific answer, before I start going, okay, well maybe let's explore the spiritual side of this.
Yeah, take a look-see first if you want to enjoy.
I will say this is an absolutely gorgeous house.
You guys are familiar with like extraterrestrials, energies outside of Earth and away from our
100%.
planet, if you will. Aliens. That's what those connect us to. Spiritual connection through the skull of a crystal. That's all of it right there.
When I manifest, I put it on my chest and I envision like this light, all my body's like going through it and like connecting up to the universe. So that is trippy.
That's a chakra thing with the light. Also, I don't understand why she was like, oh, the crystals or whatever are like extraterrestrial stuff. Why? They came from the ground. If they were like space rock, I'd get it a bit more, but they came from deep in the earth. I'm not getting that one. but okay.
I also have like all these photos that are not my ancestors that they.
Selena has random pictures of dead people all over her home.
I do.
She doesn't know them. She never did.
I've adopted them.
Yeah.
I adopt after death. Is there any other way to explain it? Why do I do that?
You know what? I could be one of those people right now that's just gonna like kind of like creep you out, probably. And I think I might have actually mentioned this in one of your readings one time. I can't remember, but I swear to God, it's like part of your purpose here.
To collect dead people?
Well, to actually adopt them from the afterlife, because there's somebody had to come on this planet and take on the role, and us mediums and people that connect to the spiritual side and stuff, we kind of like unknowingly, acceptingly took that role because somebody has to marry the dead and the living somehow, right? We have to understand each other and stop making it.
No, we don't. What even is this conversation? I do kind of subscribe to the idea that we are all parts of like a soul, or we are a soul who has chosen to come to Earth for an earthbound experience to learn whatever lesson or whatever. You don't have to believe that. I do. We can just move on from that one. But the dead are dead. There is absolutely no proof, despite your claims of scientific proof that spirits exist, to show that the dead stick around once they're gone. Like, surely if we are a soul that has come for an earthbound experience, once our earthbound vessel stops working, we would just go back to wherever souls go. I mean, maybe we can visit and just like pop in, send a canary, I don't know, send a robin. Robins are supposed to, I don't know why I said canary, but send a robin or something, because robins are supposed to be your loved ones visiting. I've heard a lot of stories about, especially like from end of life care, of dead relatives going to collect the dying person. So whenever the person that is on end of life care starts talking about like a mother or a father or a husband that's already passed away, and they said that they've come to get them or whatever, that person is probably gonna pass away within the next like 24 or 48 hours. I can get behind that because they are consistent reported experiences over vast areas. But that's a brief visit. That's like a Grim Reaper situation. I don't know, this whole marrying up the living with the dead thing by collecting old pictures or haunted objects, that there's no proof or even basis behind them being haunted a lot of the time. If an object was going to be haunted, I would say it would be like a mirror that has directly reflecting like a massacre or something, or something that residual energy could like seep into, or like that intense emotion could like attach to accidentally at random. That's the way I could see like a haunted object working. But just like a little ghost girl or something attaching itself to a doll, or what it seems like every single doll is just like sold as a haunted doll. There's no way to prove that. There's no way to corroborate that. It's a good way to get money. It's con somebody out of money. Anyway, collecting like pictures of deceased people or like vintage pictures or whatever, it's just a bit macabre. Maybe you just like it. You're allowed to like something without, like, they're very aesthetic. They are good pictures. You don't need to subscribe to some deep alternate meaning to everything. You can just do something because you like it.
It's such a taboo experience, even though, most people would never think of that as a thing. But I think just you knowing and having that connection to the other side, part of it is your gift growing and expanding and just creating awareness sometimes to a spirit on the other side. And then you having your knowledge of the fact that, they're dead and you're the one living.
Yeah.
Sometimes that kind of transfers over to them. And then they cross over, right? It's almost like you're helping to clear up the spiritual energy that's been lingering behind.
Some of the photos I hold, I feel and I see memories, and other ones are just photos. They're just pieces of paper. But other ones I get, like, I'll pick it up and I'll have a memory that's not mine. And I feel like with that gift, like my home reading thing that I do, I don't know what it is that I do. That's the thing, is I see and hear other people's memories and things like that. So some photos for me really hold something. Getting vibes up in this area.
Yes, I definitely do get some vibes up here. I, like yourself, can kind of get vibes off of items and pictures and things like that. Pictures especially more than items, but having the pictures around that kind of...
So sorry.
Right? Attracts my energy. I'm sort of drawn to that particular spot. Interestingly enough, I'm also drawn over here to these crystals specifically. I feel like there's some sort of like protective measure going on. Like they're here watching over you in this house.
I did,
Isn't that the double crystals? That is like their entire point.
This is where people most of the time, because it's very cold on that half of the house in the winter. So we have fires almost every night.
Yeah, this is super nice and warm over here.
That spiral staircase with that railing is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I would sell my soul to own something like that.
I just feel like it's like a party up in here. Oh, I don't know. I feel like there's so much energy here. I was really drawn to that one photo in the middle there, and I could totally tell that somebody Celina doesn't even know. I keep feeling like she has this special ability to help spirits cross from the other side. Like, it's super, and they find her through whatever means they need to find her. If that's through old photos, if that's through old items, if that's through a place, like, they find her one way or another, right?
Everyone knocks their heads off this wall. There's 2 cross spaces on either side that are terrifying. And there's like a little hidden...
I used to hide in crawl spaces like that as a kid. Completely unrelated to anything. It's just, I used to like small spaces. It was safe. That's pretty sad. Let's move away from that.
Stay tuned. We might go into these crawl spaces alone. I'm so scared.
Wow, okay. But everyone can attest to this, Taylor. Sounds that come out of this crawl space.
Yeah, I used to sleep in this room.
Okay.
And now we don't. This room has been decommissioned as a guest quarter.
Okay.
Because the energy, like, it's weird. You wake up during the night, you feel the like the cold and hot air change. It's just, so now it's just
Right. Don't you find it just a little bit weird? And this, I think, room is a perfect example for this, about how creepy stuff happens in the weirdest places. Like, screws with our heads sometimes, I find.
No, it's like, why would it be behind creepy door number 1?
Right?
Yeah, it's the creepiest part of
And
the
it's just
whole
a weird
room.
room, too. Like, who has a room like this?
That goes straight through.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 doors in this room.
I didn't realize how small the doors are.
So,
Perfect size for you.
Well, that could just be, it's all psychological because there are that many entry points. I bet if you renovated it, boarded some of it up, maybe even moved the doorway and like walled it off so it was a bit smaller, but it was like self-contained rather than like a corridor, it would feel a lot better. A lot of this is all psychological. It's like that whole feng shui thing. I'm not well versed on feng shui, but it's just like how you shouldn't have your bed in the middle of the room because you'll feel vulnerable, or how you shouldn't have your bed underneath a window. Personally, I love my bed underneath a window. Deal with it. Because again, something could come in through the window and attack you and you feel vulnerable. The way the door should open, because again, vulnerability. My PTSD though takes feng shui and just like it, because feng shui won't work on me. I have looked about how my bedroom should be laid out in like proper feng shui. I would never sleep. My anxiety and my PTSD would go through the roof, and I'd be, I struggle enough with bedrooms as it is. So there's that. But yeah, there is like this deep primal thing about feeling vulnerable, and if there's that many entry points into a bedroom, especially ones that are creepy, like crawl spaces, you are gonna feel more vulnerable, and yeah, you probably are gonna be more prone to waking up in the night and things like that, because it's a psychological thing.
I'm not sure if this is something you might be aware of or not, but doors are actually portals. Great. Energetically. Having so many in one room, yeah, I can understand why there's a lot of activity up here. Yeah. I hope you, God forbid, don't have any mirrors in here.
no, wait.
Good.
Oh,
And of course, it's even better because it's facing the bed.
This is a weird room, but yeah, no one sleeps there. I've tried to nap in here.
Celina needs to go to the doctor. This is all very normal for high blood pressure. I would know. I've had preeclampsia when my blood pressure was just having a competition with itself to see how high it could get. And I also suffer with high blood pressure now, which is part of the reason why I have been referred to the "we don't know what's wrong with you" unit. And I have heart palpitations, chest pain, I can't breathe a lot of the time, I have severe fatigue, and a lot of the time nausea, and I get like a pain in my back because I can't breathe. All very normal for high blood pressure. I mean, I also have fibro, which doesn't help any of my symptoms. But go to the doctor. It's probably not the spirits that aren't even proven to exist. But the dangers of ignoring high blood pressure, especially when you are overweight, no offense, because I am not the largest person by any means, but I am For my height especially, I am considered obese. So if even I am having issues with high blood pressure, probably because of my weight, even though it's probably not because of my weight, it's because of other things like my fibre and my health just going down the toilet, because I'm finally safe and my brain and my body have gone, you can relax now. After 26 years of being obese, yeah, high blood pressure, very dangerous. Needs to go to the doctor. Thank you. Thank you. And that's exactly what you should do. At least she's okay. She may make questionable ghost content, but I'm glad she's okay.
So what you read that Jay just put in is that we just got back from the hospital. Celina's okay now. She got EKG, she got blood work done. You can tell them a little synopsis of what happened.
For some reason, anytime I'm around you, I'm kidding. Anytime I'm around ghost stuff, I have weird blood pressure issues, and it was scary high, and we were having some scary symptoms.
It was very scary. Her chest got really tight. We were worried she was gonna have a heart attack.
You saw me cry.
Yeah, her blood pressure was insane.
Yeah.
Like, it was like we asked a doctor before I went to the hospital, and they're like, "Go to the hospital."
Yeah.
But we're back now,
And I'm not
we're
dead.
Okay. And she said she's okay to film the video. I was like, "We don't have to do this," but she's fucking
I'm
crazy.
gonna talk to the dead.
So we were away for like 5 hours.
Forever.
I don't know. A while. Like, now we're back, and we're gonna.
If she's having these issues every time she does ghost stuff, maybe she should not do the ghost stuff. If something is negatively affecting your health like that, maybe you should reevaluate your choices. Your health is far more important than making ghost content. If your body cannot handle the stress and anxiety you're putting on it, don't do it. Get your health under control, maybe try it again in a couple of months to a couple of years.
Gonna investigate the first room, which is kind of the heart of the home, because you said this is a place where a lot of activity has happened.
You know, now it's definitely the middle of the night.
It is.
So spooky stuff is gonna happen.
So what do you want to start with first? Celina has a bunch of different ghost hunting gadgets. I'm not sure what to use.
I would like to remind people that none of these items have been proven in any capacity to interact with anything, really. Kenny Biddle has some good videos and vlogs on it, so I'll link some of that stuff.
Anything that comes near this antenna, it'll go off. Okay, so then if I come near it, then it'll go off. But you have to be really close. Thank you for your demonstration. Oh my god, this is... And then we have the music box, which is creepy. Same thing as a REM pod, you have to come like into pretty close, right? Come into pretty close contact.
You have to walk right in front of it.
Right.
And they have been proven to set themselves off all the time. They are not reliable in the slightest.
We're gonna try to debunk anything that happens, and if it keeps happening, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. So should we ask?
That it's probably faulty and doesn't work, but at least they're gonna try and debunk stuff, I guess.
Is this one of the house's usual ghosts?
I'm kidding. Oh my god, I can't with this shit, bro.
You're sleeping here for 2 days. Leroy, if that's you, can you step away from the music box?
I think it's Leroy.
Okay.
If you're one of the little kids that Valerie was talking about, can you step away?
Oh. The REM pod.
Oh my god.
I told you my house is funky. What was that?
Dude, what the? Is anybody upstairs right now?
No.
This has no floor above it. This is ceiling.
Okay, I don't know how much of the techie stuff I'm gonna keep in because it doesn't really work. I don't know what to say without repeating myself every 5 minutes. I guess I'll say something if something notable happens, otherwise we're just gonna throw it.
Take the ghost.
Stop!
Sorry. Leroy, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm just kidding. Leroy, is this you?
Is Leroy a trickster? Like, is he like a...
He just comes and goes. He just really does.
That REM pod really scared me. I don't know why it scared me more than the music box.
Eddie, I'm gonna put you down.
Eddie, go look for ghosts.
You tell us if anything's here, okay?
Yep, those are Costco socks. Let's see.
Now we're not a part of it and nothing's happening.
So interesting. Okay, Eddie, go look. Oh.
Why is it
bro.
Right.
Usually a dog would go towards the
He was
noise.
barking over there before.
The whole time you guys were gone, I was lying right here.
Yeah.
Like, I have the blanket. He was sitting right here, and he kept barking right here, like looking right there. And like all the dogs would join in. I'd be like, "What's going on?" I look, no one's there. Nothing's there.
Is there a spirit here that wants to speak to Chris?
Arguably, could have been a bug or something. Not saying it is, but it is a mundane possibility. Those devices are going off every few seconds. You can't take them beeping and going off as responses to your questions because they're beeping and going off even when you're not asking questions. But we're just going to ignore that for the sake of the drama.
Okay. I feel like if it's anybody, it would be like my Grammy or something.
It's weird that you went right into like the mom boat. Oh. You asked.
She would not like my haircut right now. If it was my Grammy. Literally, it's so funny. So my grandma literally speak. My grandma had cancer, right? God rest her soul, loved her to death. So I cut off my hair. I cut off my hair for her, like pretty short, not this short, but quite short. And then I came to show her, can I speak? And she was like, why'd you cut your hair? It was so pretty before. Now you look like a boy. And I was like, I cut it for cancer, Grandma. She's like, you shouldn't have. Savage. Love her to death. I love her.
You asked her to stop and she stopped.
Actually, she asked it to stop several times. It kept going all through while she was talking, and now it's just randomly stopped. It didn't stop because she asked it to stop.
Ask if she hates it.
Do you hate my hair? And please. Oh, she's impartial. Oh, she's impartial? Okay, she's impartial. Okay, she'll take it or leave it.
What is with the validation?
Dude, I don't know. It's so quick, too.
My dad's mom came through on Christmas and it was like, this house, I honestly feel like it being in the middle of the country, it's like a weird portal, like the way it's laid out, it's a weird house. I feel like it's a portal. It's like different energy, different temperatures, and I feel like this is the best place to like bring people in.
Talking and it's not going on.
Right.
That's so weird, bro.
Houses and architecture especially do have an effect on people. Umbra, can you not be creepy right now, please? Just sat on the floor like up at the ceiling and yeah, what do you see? What are you looking at? I think there might be a fly or something in here that I can't see because she's looking around like there is. See? Perfectly mundane explanation for why my cat's being a bit freaky. What was I talking about? Architecture. Yes. Architecture is my shit. How houses are built and laid out and structured actually has a psychological impact on people. I'm going to see whether I can find a study to back up what I'm saying because I hate the trust me bro reporting, but I'm pretty sure it's been scientifically proven. So like there is like a whole science behind architectural house planning, and if you just have a house that's just had like a Lego house, for example, I'm not saying that this is actually made out of Lego, it's just like different bits have been tacked on at different times, it's all just a bit weird. Okay, Kyrie's joined in with being creepy now too. It's gonna have an impact. Anyway, just my 2 cents.
I feel like we should go to Upper. I hope it was my Grammy, and if it was, I'm keeping it here. Hopefully that's validation.
Hopefully that's gonna make me cry.
I know, I'm gonna cry.
I don't know, but has Chris told this story, especially like about her grandmother hating her hair? Has she told that story on her social media? That's my first question. Because I feel like it's very normal to try and seek out ancestors that you know and are aware of and also were very close to. So having a deceased grandma, especially at Chris's age, for example, pretty normal. Them being like reserved, also a pretty good guess, but also we also don't know what was said earlier on in the day because like Chris mentioned her hair a few times, but I'm pretty sure things got cut out of that interview. Like not everything would have been kept. We don't know what was said in totality, so maybe Chris said something, accidentally said something, hinted at, even subconsciously, not realizing. There's all sorts of reasons as to how Valerie could have got something like this, even without it being a spirit actually contacted her.
What is that thing that's going on? I don't know, but it's saying somebody's hanging out over here.
Yeah, the red is.
And the doorknob sounded like it just jiggled, so good start. We need to explain what all this shit is. It's that. This is a new guy, and it's letting you know that Taylor's close. So if there's someone over here, the green light goes on. If someone comes over here, red light's gonna go on. Okay, so it's kind of like a motion sensor. And then all of these, some of you that have watched like Sam and Colby's videos, shout out to Sam and Colby, we love you. These are literally cat toys. They, again, are, if you go near them, like if I'm to, wait for it to go off. So if you have to like make a significant, or touch it, it'll go off. Yeah, so there's nothing.
Or they set themselves off because they're cat toys and that's what it's either they're designed to do that or they fault very easily to do that. Kenny Biddle did a thingy on it. He's great. It's literally his job to take these things apart and debunk them in terms of like paranormal ghost hunting tools. That's literally his job.
Nothing crazy to these. It's literally just a regular cat toy. And then around here, I'm gonna turn them all off, but do you see these candles? They were off. So we shut all the candles off, the ones up there, these ones, and they all turned on by themselves while we were at the hospital. Oh, these are already off. Look at those ones.
I would be interested about taking those candles, putting them somewhere else, and seeing if they do the same thing. There's no way for me to really experiment. I know, like Celina said, that she's done like a lot of research in terms of like reading all these hundreds of reviews and nobody else has had this fault. It doesn't mean it's not a fault, just like a very rare one. It is weird that it's happening all the time if her claims are true. But yeah, I would be curious as to like moving them and seeing if the same thing happens.
Oh.
Should we move that further?
Well, that.
I'm curious about, but this is facing this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because I'm really curious and I really want it to be like really far away from us. We might have to shut that off because it won't shut the fuck up. Maybe.
If it's faulting on that often, it is not reliable. And I said before they even started using it that they've proven to not be reliable and to fault on like all the time. And that's exactly what it's doing. So yeah, a lot of these groups that use these music boxes actually end up having to turn them off because they won't shut the fuck up. So it doesn't work.
Maybe instead, let's shoot it down that hallway, like through an open door.
The music box is recalibrated.
Ready for the song?
That's just like 20 feet away from us. Okay.
Oh my God. Maybe since it's going off towards Taylor, do you want to back up or like maybe move this way a little bit more? 2-foot range. That's it.
Okay. Just for my piece.
I got you.
Okay. So they're. Okay. Okay.
I'm never sleeping up here again.
Are you kidding me? We can't even start. Okay, so you start. This is my loft. This is the epitome of all of the paranormal things that go on in my house. This is where people walk around. This is where the candles turn all the time. I have been on lives where you literally hear people walking around up here. Dude, that thing is so...
Some of it could be like the wood shifting and stuff. I'm not saying that is all of it. I haven't like been in the lives or anything. I mean, as I said, I didn't want to like come in and be like, everything is fake, nothing is real, blah, blah, blah. Because yeah, while in old homes, a lot of it can be wood settling and explained by mundane reasons, that doesn't mean that is the be all and end all. Like, people do experience stuff. So it would be interesting to hear like footsteps for myself so I can get like an idea of what it sounds like.
Before said that there were kids up here, right? And that kids were super playful, and they liked all the equipment and they liked playing with stuff.
This is wild.
Yeah. Okay, let's turn one of them off. We got some music box stuff.
Oh my god. It's going so fast. I don't like it. It's like,
what is it pointing at? Just open doors?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be what the psychic medium said is it's basically pointing through the portals.
Yeah, that room's a portal.
But it was going off literally everywhere you had it, so it was no different to literally anywhere else.
So that's cool. Confirmed? Okay.
If you're a child ghost, can you beep? If you're an adult ghost, can you beep? If you're an inhuman ghost, don't ask that.
Stop, Selena! Selena!
Maybe it's a dog. Inhuman.
Oh.
Okay, that would make you. What does that mean?
Are you?
No.
We're good.
Okay, I didn't answer anyway.
It's beeping periodically. If you ask enough questions back to back, it's gonna beep for one of them.
Has this house, like, has there been, like, a fire or anything?
Do you feel like there has been?
I don't know, I'm just getting fire vibes. And I've made jokes about burning your house down and your cabin multiple times.
That was quiet for a while until you started talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Has this house?
It's like, bitch, should we rotate this thing?
It's like move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Put it back up here.
I mean, if you went to your local historian and like, who had like or local archives or whatever, surely you'd be able to find out whether any part of the house had burnt down prior.
I'm ready. Okay. I'm trying to move the candle with my mind.
Go ahead. What was that?
She's a witch. It did.
From that way.
That doesn't make any sense. Jay, play the replay on that. Did it come from this way? Because if it did, I'm really scared. Because Taylor's literally this way.
See that again. Why is there a breeze? Why is there a breeze? Why is there a breeze? Do you feel the breeze? Yes. No windows.
Because you've got open doorways and corridors. You've got literally like little cupboard door things that lead directly into the roof crawl space. Like, you're in the roof. You're gonna have breezes in random places. It's a house.
I feel like it's weird, but I feel like what's in my house is not bad. Leroy, I think, has this like really nice energy, and he feels almost dad-like, and he's told us before that he like is gonna watch out for us and stuff like that.
Right, that's good.
And I feel like there has been bad things here, but I feel like he came in, he was like, out you go.
Right.
That's the thing, like I'm here and I feel like a little spooked, but like I never feel like genuinely scared. It doesn't feel
No, I've
genuinely
never
bad.
felt like scared in your house. Like, well, like maybe a little spooked out, but not like fearful for like my life. That's
like
questions.
That's going off again.
Okay. The cat toy in the glass.
Cat toy in the glass is faulty, is what I'm hearing, because that's the only one going off. They have been known to fault and go off on their own, so it's faulty.
Got it.
That's where the music box was pointed at too before,
That's
when
right.
it wouldn't stop.
Yes.
The music box has been pointed everywhere at this point and wouldn't stop.
Why is the dog barking like this? I don't know.
Maybe he's just being a dog and he's barking because he wants to be with his people and he's been shut out of being with his people.
Hey. Hi.
What, you mean dust in the air? You have hardwood floors throughout. I mean, other than like this bit of carpet up on the loft, mezzanine thing. You have hardwood floors throughout downstairs. Dust and hardwood do not go together. It just be dusty. It's not a spirit.
Somebody finish one shit over there.
Oh.
He literally pissed.
He's just pissing. He's just pissed on the
I
door.
literally called it. I said it would be so funny if we went shit over there.
They're not trained. I wish they were.
Maybe train your dogs. You have enough money, pay someone to do it for you if you can't be bothered to do it. I mean, I don't know if they took a break to clean it up. Maybe they did, but if they didn't, that is disgusting because he peed on the carpet.
Sit. Can you sit? Alright. Eddie, is there any spirits up here?
Bro, the way he went over there and went,
And he jumped back from
and he
it.
jumped back and he came over here, and then that starts going off. That thing's
It
been
is
that
good.
thing's been on for like 15 minutes. What the?
Can you please step away from the REM pod?
Ah,
Okay, so right now motion and I think it's temperature are both going off. Each light is for a different thing.
Okay.
At least she's explaining it.
I'm scared. Oh yeah. Ask me a question. Can you, if you are a spirit, can you please step away from the REM pod? It's like it's hard because in your eye you start like picturing what.
I know, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh my god, 3 of them are going off. 3 of them.
What is that? What is that?
One is temperature, one is movement, and one is something else.
It's twigging out,
There's
bro.
3 of them on.
Go away. Oh my god, I can't, bro. It's changing so much. Like, if this thing was glitching, it would just be on the same thing.
Stress yawning.
Can you
Yeah, probably because of the noise. Turn it off, reset it. If it does it again, maybe check the battery. But you can't just have like one isolated incident and then be like, oh my god, yes, it's a spirit. No, you gotta investigate. Why do all these ghost hunters not do the investigation part of the investigation? Change the battery, turn it off, turn it on again. Do things to rule out anomalies.
step away?
Step away. Leroy, can you please step away?
If you keep asking the same thing, eventually it's gonna stop. If you keep being like, oh, step away, step away, step away, step away, step away, step away, eventually you're gonna say step away and it's gonna stop.
It doesn't feel like Leroy.
You know Leroy better than me.
What do you feel right now?
Scared? Like, very off
It's like you're so in tune. More in tune than you know. Now, like, if you were to hone in and, like, see in your mind's eye what you think this is.
I feel like I'm being taunted right now. Like, I feel like somebody's playing with me. Not necessarily, like, in an evil way. It keeps changing.
Like, I want to go turn it off and turn it on, but,
Yeah.
like, I'm, like, afraid to approach.
Yeah, that's how I feel, too. You know when you can...
If you live with this stuff, you get desensitized to it. So why is she scared to approach it? I understand Chris being a bit more weirded out because Chris doesn't do this all the time, or didn't at this point. This is Celina's home. Celina lives here. Okay, moving on.
feel something, like, over top of you like this. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's your own paranoia because the REM pod is going off and you haven't really experienced anything like that before, so it's gonna wig you out. And then all your anxiety and your fight and flight's gonna kick in, and then you're gonna feel like that because you can't visually see the threat, so your mind's scanning on overtime trying to figure out what it could be to try and pull the best solution to protect yourself. Why do none of these people understand basic psychology? Is it that much of a niche thing?
You can choose anything in this room to keep. If you step away, he will stop stressing on me.
It's weird that he's not going over
If the noise is stressing your dog out, turn it off.
to it.
Eddie?
It stresses me out. Yeah, get it. Put Eddie in.
Eddie, just
Go get it. Go get it, Eddie. Dude.
is there something bad over there?
No, there's something over there that's hurting his ears and he wants comfort from his mum because he doesn't like it. Get up and go turn it off.
Go get it. Eddie's. Oh, why does he look? He literally never looks like
Scared.
this. He's like shaking.
Yeah, just traumatizing your dog for the sake of views. Okay.
I don't like this. Like, bro, like, we need to. Eddie, come here.
Look at the. Oh.
Cap. Oh, let me just.
Why is that one going off?
Because you walk. Maybe. I don't know. Or not. Maybe it moved. Eddie and I are not okay with this situation.
It's going again.
Don't look at me like that.
It's moved from this to this.
Okay.
Spirit, if you're
What
here,
if it keeps moving around the room? I'm gonna shit myself.
can you make this cat?
Stop moving if you're gonna experiment with the cat ball. At least try and take that variable out of it.
Chris, Yeah. What are you about to do?
I'm about to crawl in that hole in the wall, which leads to, Taylor, open door 1. Literally a black hole of a big...
If this was my house, I would have like refurbed the little crawl spaces into like little sensory nooks, and it would be like amazing, and like painted navy blue with like some fairy lights, and it would be amazing. It'd be adorable. Make it a feature. Love a crawl space. When I lived in my house, I had a cupboard under the stairs, because like most people do, but I like threw a mattress in there and I painted it navy blue and had fairy lights, and you know, it had a door, and I would just like go nuzzle in there, and I'd have like a little table for my laptop, and I was quite happy just living in the cupboard under the stairs, to be honest.
Now, Taylor, when you slept in here, you spent a lot of time sleeping in here.
Yeah.
What did you experience the most?
It was actually that door out of all of them. It's like you can hear like it just wants to get out. Whatever it is.
Bro.
It's probably the wind. If it's making a noise like that, it is probably the wind going through the roof.
Okay, so we're gonna put you in there.
It's cold in there too. It's
It's really cold. It's like as cold as...
Exactly. So it's the wind.
I'm so scared. If there is anything in here, could you give me a sign?
I'm not sure living with the insulation hanging out was the best choice.
It could be a tap, or you can move something. I feel like so paralyzed in here, like heavy. If there is anything in here.
There is a lot of wiring over here. I wonder if any of this is not wired in properly and is leaking EMF. Just a thought.
Oh my god, I heard something behind me. Oh, it was so quiet. I don't think the camera could pick it up. It was like right here. It was like this.
To be honest, it could have been a bird or something on the other side of the room.
Oh my god. Oh no. Okay. Wait, do you love these babies?
They've been up there for so
Took
long.
them away.
Can you step away?
Are these dolls haunted?
Chris is gonna explain a lot of things. Okay, wait.
It just went on with them asking no questions, but they're gonna ignore that and just keep going with the questions.
If these dolls are haunted, step away. Is this one haunted? Is this one? Do you want us to put your babies back? Weird. Oh, I feel like we gotta respect the babies now.
Such a big baby. Like, I'd be concerned.
I'm just gonna put this baby back.
I'm gonna put this one back too.
Are you glad to have your babies back?
Can you?
Okay. So turn that off? That thing?
Yeah, sure.
Well, do you want it off or do you like go off?
Bro, like, you know how close you have to get to this thing for it to go off? Like,
Yeah. How tall is that ghost?
the essence method.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
In layman's term, basically, I'm going to be blindfolded. I'm also going to wear noise-canceling headphones, and I'm going to be listening to basically radio frequencies that switch between stations constantly.
Backwards.
And I'll be hearing whatever is channeling through this. So it'll give me random words while Celina's asking me questions, and then I will try to answer them. I don't know when she's going to be asking me questions, but I'll basically just repeat what I'm hearing through this device. Tap me when you start. Okay, I don't know.
Is there anyone here who wants to talk to us?
Creature.
Oh.
Creature, are you human?
I don't know.
What's your name?
Hello.
Hello. What's your name?
Here for a while.
Are you just passing through?
I'm here.
Who are you?
No.
How many people are here? How many people are here right now?
Tell me more.
See how a lot of these don't actually make any sense to the question that's being asked, but would make sense in the context of song lyrics, because it's a radio station.
Well, apparently this house is a portal, and a lot of things come through here. And there's a lot of people tied to the land and not tied to the land.
Trapped.
So you're trapped on the land. So you passed away here?
You.
Am I gonna die here?
Again.
Again.
Have I been here before?
I'm dying.
I was in the hospital tonight. Am I dying?
Emptiness. Go away.
Us? Or someone else?
Scared.
I am scared sometimes here because it's weird. But what's your name?
Stay here.
We're staying.
Possession.
Nothing here is allowed to possess anyone.
Get out. Go.
Strong.
It's my house. You have to leave, not
I'm
me.
ready.
You ready to go? You can go.
Yes.
Your earthly ties are holding you here. They are not meant to be here. Do you see a light? There'll be a light somewhere.
Give me up.
You can go.
All of these make sense in context of song lyrics. There's nothing here that I'm like, maybe that's kind of interesting.
Whatever is holding you here does not have the hold that you think. Do you see a light?
Chris.
Is Chris the light? You can't go into Chris.
Oh, sounded like Selena.
Personal bias. She's hearing what makes sense to her within the context of what's going on. There is still a subconscious bias here. And I mean, it may not have been Selena, it could have been like Celine, or like Celine Dion. I don't know if any of her songs make sense in the context of what's been said, or even Selena Gomez, and I'm sure there's other Selenas, but it still makes sense within the context of the radio. I mean, Chris is also a very common name, could be the name of a presenter. I'm sure there's several Chris's out there who are singers as well, so there's also that.
Whatever you are, you're not allowed to be connected to us, but it's time for you to move on. You can pass through.
Save.
We are here. Just save your soul and move on to where you're supposed to be.
You can see how invested they are. Like, she truly believes this. Okay, so my final thoughts. Nothing there was particularly groundbreaking or outside the realm of every other investigation. It's just a lot of tech being tech. It was a lot of like pre-ingrained beliefs dominating the investigation, so there wasn't really an investigation. It was more like confirmation bias. The bit at the beginning really annoyed me with the whole health issues and the medium being like, oh yeah, it's just your sixth sense, it's like a gift. And then Selena literally goes to the hospital because of her blood pressure. Even if you think it's a spiritual gift or whatever, go get help. Whether you think it's mental health, physical health, it doesn't matter. Get evaluated by a doctor first, then get all of that ruled out, then play around with your spiritual beliefs. But people die because they ignore this stuff. People go into spiritual psychosis because they ignore this stuff, and they're so spirit first rather than mental health first. People ignore real symptoms and die of heart attacks or really other preventable things because they are so focused on spirits and extraterrestrials and things we cannot see that they completely ignore that the mundane is a very real possibility. I mean, one of the side effects of EMF sensitivity and sickness is self-unaliving. Get your wiring checked. Get your body checked. Get your brain checked. Get everything within the realm of mundane checked first before you start exploring the other possibilities. I'm not saying people can't have fun exploring this stuff. I'm not saying people can't have their beliefs. Just be smart about it. Just be safe about it. Alright, now I've had my little motherly rant at you. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know any of your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to have a chat with you down in the comments. DM me, email me if you have any suggestions or anything you want me to particularly look at. I would love to be sent stuff. Because as much as I want to make the content I want to make the content that you guys want to make. So, with all that being said, I hope you have the great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye. You got it out for the aesthetic. That just proves to me that you don't know what you're doing with it at all. Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back, and you're gonna get carried. There she goes. There she goes. Okay. Welcome or welcome back. I've got big headphones on today because I feel like absolute death. My eczema's flared really bad, so I can't use earbuds, and I also have an ear infection. So I thought today we would look at Mackie and Amanda. Also, if I look tired, I don't even know how many days into a fatigue flare, so we're just rolling with that at this point. Also, the sass mug is dirty, so we are rolling with the Aquarius mug because I'm an Aquarius. That probably means absolutely nothing, but it is what it is. So, today I thought we would check out Mackie and Amanda. I wanted to look at their most popular video, which technically is Sam and Colby, but that's because it's Sam and Colby, and that's a whole level of BS that I'm not prepared for today. So, the most popular one with them on their own is The Conjuring House, which isn't really much of a surprise. So let's get started with this one.
Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Amanda Ray. This is Tyler Ray. I'm so glad you're here because I'm terrified to be here alone.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Are you really?
You know, as excited as it can be.
I understand that because we are at the infamous Conjuring House, which inspired the most successful horror movie franchise possibly in the world. And I think a lot of that is because of not only the violent haunting that took place in this home for the Perrin family, those owners, but every owner following it. What brought this case so much notoriety is the psychic and the demonologist who came and played a part trying to help clear the home, Ed and Lorraine Warren. There's a few things that I definitely want to get to the bottom of. Specifically, and you know this one, the birthing room upstairs.
Oh, definitely.
When Sam and Colby came here alone, I'll never forget this because I was happily filming in the Roosevelt in Los Angeles and I got a phone call from them. So I answered the FaceTime and I'll never forget, they walked into the boarding room and there was sand all over the floor and my name was written in the sand. I'd like to think that a staff member maybe wrote our names in the sand, but there was no footsteps leading up to it and it was in the middle of the sand.
I mean, really, it was like a square of sand, and it wouldn't be that hard to walk out and just like the sand as you're walking backwards so that there's no footsteps. But okay, since we're paused here anyway, I have strong feelings about the Warrens, which is a shame because the Warrens, like for most people, the Warrens were my gateway into the paranormal. And I also really struggle to believe anything that the Perrin family say. I've listened to like interviews and everything, especially now that they're older as well, and it just seems like fluff. But let's continue.
Bit of a mystery.
Something I want to get to the bottom of, I have had a psychic tell me that it was a spirit, it was not a person. So I would just like to validate that and know what spirit exactly it was and hit a couple more places while we're here.
Say we get after it.
I'm scared. We're in the first bedroom. Belonged to the two oldest daughters, I believe, Nancy and Christine. They didn't really have too many experiences in here that I know of, but I do believe that this right here, one of these two, is the window that Sam and Colby caught that figure of a boy that we had taken a picture of on a camera in an earlier Conjuring video. I can't breathe up here. I'm just gonna get out of here and head straight for there was definitely something in that mirror with me when I was walking in.
closet. Why do these exist?
Because it's a good use of space in a home that isn't particularly big. Like, come on.
Those were not there before. Like, the animals. But maybe they're new. This right here, this middle bedroom, they say is the most haunted room in the house. It was Cindy and April's room, I believe, and this is where the most violent hauntings took place for the children. Angela and her mom, Carolyn, were tormented the most out of anyone in the family by this entity that haunted the home. But in this room, I can't imagine, because I grew up in a haunted house myself. Every morning at either 5:15 or 6:15 a.m., this bed behind me would lift up into the air, levitate, I don't know, it was this exact bed, and violently shake back and forth.
Have you got proof of that?
Well, she was surrounded by people who were chanting at her that there were 7 dead soldiers in the wall. And while that is, dead person in the door behind me, gonna ignore that because they just walked in the room with me. They were a white figure, probably about the same height, if not a little bit taller than me, felt womanly. Just want to share, because when I get into an Estes method, I want to ask who that was. The bed violently shaking is not the only notable haunting in here. Many paranormal investigators have laid on this bed, closed their eyes, and they say if you lay there for long enough, dead man behind me, that you almost go into this kind of trance and you're able to hear, see, feel things. So a lot of people will do that in the Estes method. Unfortunately, I'm alone, I cannot do that, but I will lay on the bed in the dark and I will see what happens, even though I don't want to. Well, I was looking in this doorway right behind me and I saw with my eyes a little boy, and then I picked up the thermal imaging camera and I looked through and there was no boy on the camera. And I dropped the camera and looked up and he was there. Put it up, finally I snapped the picture, and when the picture developed slowly, you could see the little boy pop up, and that is to date one of the craziest things I have ever captured. So that was in this room.
That doesn't look like a boy to me. Like, I can see the pareidolia effect of it, but it just looks like a smudge or like a slightly warmer spot. Like, there's definitely a shift in temperature there because like there's something over here as well. But she literally just said that he didn't show up on the she literally said that he didn't show up on the thermal imaging, and then she took a picture of him showing up on the thermal imaging. So like, make it make sense.
To date, one of the craziest things I have ever captured. So that was in this room in the Conjuring house, and I think being here alone is definitely gonna stir some things up and maybe bring some more things out.
The bed method.
It's 5:16 now, but at 5 something in the morning is always when this bed would shake. So I'm going to leave the light on so you can see me. I'll cover my face with a pillowcase or something so I'm in the dark. Oh, I'm gonna set up some other equipment too for you guys. This is so silly. And maybe it won't work, who knows? But I ended up getting this oil, protection oil. I figured it can't hurt. Hopefully it will help. Like rubbing that all over. Might as well take a bath in this. I just heard a man. Hopefully it will help. Like rubbing that all over. Might as well take a bath in this.
There's so much interference. Couldn't have tried to like isolate the sound a bit more.
Bath in this. I just heard a man downstairs. Swear on everything. Swear. I hope I didn't hear a man downstairs.
Isn't she with a man? Isn't Tyler there with her? Okay.
This music box that I want to set up, having a hard time if I want to set it up facing this way or this. No, I'm not. This is the room where I caught the little boy in. I'm pointing it this way. And this is the room where we did the taps method. Sam, Colby, me, Satori, and oh my gosh, his name just slipped my mind. He's amazing. Cody and Satori? Yeah, maybe. Amazing. You're gonna know. I'm gonna point it facing this way. And if this thing goes off, I'm gonna be able to hear it. So that's gonna make me uncomfortable. At least the other ones I just see. Okay.
I don't know much about the music box, or like anything about the music box to be honest, but I know that the cat balls, ridiculous. Like if she even shifts her weight on that bed a little bit, she could set them off. So that's why they use them, but okay.
Well, I'm gonna see if this might go off, but I'm gonna see if there's a blindfold in here I could steal. It did go off. Okay, that's not me. That's not me.
There's no proof that that's not you. You were over that side of the room. I don't believe you. To be honest, I don't.
That's not me. I was in here. I was in here. Oh, well, at least I turned around and I got to see the blankets that I can cover my eyes with. I'm gonna restart.
Also, the second she moved out of their way, it stopped. So, another indication that it was her. Just had to point out we can't see the one on the other side of her.
I already feel like I hear somebody walking up the steps on the right side bedroom. And I feel like somebody just came into the room.
Yeah, because you've blocked off your sight, so now all your other senses are going into overdrive, trying to detect and pick up the other things of your surroundings. So one, there may be nothing at all, and your mind's just reaching, trying to fill in the gaps. Or the house is shifting in the breeze or whatever, and because those old houses, they are noisy, like ridiculously noisy. So it's just the wood settling. You've been walking around a lot up there, so yeah, the wood is gonna shift and settle again.
Pressure on my chest. Now I feel like there are two people in here. I feel like one came from that direction and one came from that first one there.
And the pressure on her chest could just be anxiety from, blocking off her sight.
The first one felt very young, like a young presence. I have no idea who this is on this side. Also feels like someone is lightly brushing my ankle. If there are any spirits in here, or any spirits upstairs in this conjuring house, could you make a knock, a tap, a noise of some sort? Okay, I feel like I just heard something downstairs. That was you at the bottom of the stairs. Can you come up?
Why is she acting like she's alone when she's already introduced Tyler? Are we just supposed to forget about Tyler?
There's someone in here. I can literally hear like them breathing next to my ear. Still cannot breathe. Just an update. Thought it would pass. If there's anyone in here with me, I have 2 cat balls set down on either side of the bed. Could you come up and set one of those off? I hear something.
That was a singular click. I wouldn't have said that was footsteps. Also, wood settling, old house.
You can sit down on the bed, don't touch me. You have a habit of grabbing people. Are you just pacing around the bed?
Surely if they have a habit of grabbing people, you try to lean into that. If I can get a spirit to, drag me off the bed, that's all the paranormal evidence I need,
Again, 2 cat balls on either side. You can set them off. Any point.
Unless she can see, how does she know that they haven't? She keeps banging on about it like they haven't been setting them off, and they haven't, but how did she know that? It's just how she's phrasing it seems a bit strange. I wonder if she phrased it like that if they had been set off.
They'll light up and it'll just let people know that you're here with me. God, this is so scary in the dark.
Oh, come on.
I heard growling.
That was the wind.
God, this is so scary in the dark.
Yeah.
I heard growling.
When I could see the text on the screen, it's kind of sounded a little bit like growling, but if you listen to it with your eyes closed so you don't get the suggestion put in your brain, it's just like the wind just picks up a little bit more.
I know that this was daycare. In fact, there's a chalkboard in the next room. I feel like I could hear someone in the next room on the chalkboard, which I know sounds crazy. Could you set off either of these cat balls?
Again with the cat balls.
I'm only gonna stay about 1 more minute laying down in the dark like this because I'm about to panic. So the next 60 seconds is your chance. I'll stay completely silent. Now's your chance. Speak into the camera on the table over there. Or set off these devices. Make knocks, taps, anything. Just don't touch me.
Doesn't sound like a whisper to me.
15 more seconds.
Honestly, I'm being blasted with so much static. It's hurting my ear.
That was terrifying. Okay, one of the things they say is that you can feel somebody laying down on the bed next to you, which I never felt, but I did hear, and I felt like I could almost feel. It's an old house, so you can feel the floor creaking. I felt like, okay, I'm glad both these were on. Don't know if they went off. Glad I won't know until later. But they say that you can feel somebody lay down in the bed with you. Well, I didn't feel that. You can hear people walking around, and because the house is so old, you can almost feel the floor creaking. Never heard the music box go off.
But with the amount you've been walking around in that room, the floor would be settling after you laid down. So it's just the floor settling, and it's not people walking around. Also, where's Mackie? Is this too old for Mackie? I don't know. I thought they did it together. Oh no, alone. But she's not alone. She's with Tyler.
The first room that we're gonna start out in for this video, Ty, is the birthing room. Just because of what happened there last time, and I've never done a full investigation in there, so I feel like this could be pretty gnarly, and maybe we can get some answers on why my name was written in the sand, what they wanted, or what we can do. Did you
What they wanted was a good plot point for the Sam and Colby video, and that was Sam and Colby and not the spirits.
This is the birthing room. I already can't breathe over here.
I know, I'm a little nervous. Everything in the house is just so small
That's
and
new.
uncomfortable. What is that? Oh my gosh.
Like a little offering
There's a can of Zen. Oh, it's freezing in here.
Ooh,
yeah.
It is.
Get her in the
What you
room.
had? Lots of inhales.
So the birthing room, like we said, this used to be covered in sand. And all of a sudden, the last time that Sam and Colby and I came back, the sand was completely cleared out.
Was there any reason for that?
Not that we knew of, no. I think it might have been, and this could be wrong, but in between selling the house. So it went from the Heinzen family, like Corey and his wife, to the new owners, who I haven't met yet.
I see.
So maybe that has something to do with it.
you
New
don't want
caretakers, who knows? And Sam and Colby and I have kind of been going off the basis of, because of those 7 dead soldiers that have been buried in the walls, they needed help to cross over.
Is there any proof to these 7 dead soldiers? Or is this just complete speculation? Or complete fiction?
That was what we were working on, but being here completely, like just the two of us, I feel like using a spirit box, maybe we just ask them what they want. I'm gonna set up the flashlight. I'm just gonna ask, if there's a spirit here who's able to manipulate this, can you turn it off, please? All the way off? I wasn't even sure I had it in the right spot.
Right, so you've just proved that you have to use one of those flashlights to get it in the right spot.
Yeah. I'm speechless. That's insane.
Well, I'd say something is definitely here with us. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn on the spirit box. We're just gonna see what we can get. The flashlight turned on right when we turned the spirit box on.
Could just be
Hello?
timing.
Who remembers how bad it was? Lots of them.
Yeah. Something about can
Yeah.
you remember?
A conversation. We just want to have a conversation with you. Maybe one of you could come through at a time.
Are we getting an Umbra pause session this time? Last time we had Akari pauses, and this time we got Umbra pauses. Not that you can see Umbra, but we got an Umbra time. Say hi, baby. Say hi. You gonna come cuddle? You're more the cuddly one. Oh, Kari's getting jealous. Kari's just playing it off as if she wants food. Are you settling here? No, you don't want to. Okay. You just want to hang around. Okay, you can do that. You can do that. Yeah, you can. But you're not having your butt in my face the whole time.
Can you do that? Can you designate someone?
I can.
Yeah. Alright, you that sounded like a woman too, huh?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Kids. There were a lot. This was the boarding room. I was gonna say, do you know what this room was used for? Kids. And it was a school. Like a daycare. Did you stay here at this house? I have before. Isolated. Have you been in this room that we're in before?
600 or 6 times.
Or 1600s, which is when the house was built.
Interesting.
Did you give birth here? Dead? Revenge? Her? Revenge?
Sure.
Avenge her? Amanda? Did you just say my name?
It sounded like Mandy to me.
It's not scanning particularly fast. Like, it's slow panning. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a lot faster than that. So they've got it panning slowly on purpose so that they get more words. Like, it's radio station, so what do you expect? There's gonna be like words and phrases and sentences. It's supposed to be scanning so you can't hear that. So that if you do get something come through, it's more likely to be something paranormal.
This room's special to you.
We died in here. That's what. No, it's not at all. It's bad.
Do you know who Amanda is?
We do. Did somebody here write my name in the sand? It sounds different. Corrupted, almost. I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on because that was really weird. It's never sounded like that. Are you still here with us?
And now it's panning so much faster. So they stopped getting the hits that they were looking for, so they've changed the settings and played it off of, it sounds corrupted. To me, it didn't sound any different, but maybe that's just me.
Do you know about my name being written in this sand? You are what?
I don't know, but the last one said, I don't know. It's definitely 2 people. One younger, one with a deeper voice.
Can we have one of you speak at a time, please? Okay. It's me. Flashlight. Amanda, that one was clear. And a man's voice.
Having Amanda as a name on a spirit box is okay. On average, on the radio, how many sentences do you think contain a man? Not Amanda, just a man did whatever, said whatever. Regardless of the context of the sentence, how many sentences on the radio contain a man that they can use to misconstrue? Oh, it said my name, it said Amanda. No, it didn't. It was just some guy talking on the radio about a man. I am 24 minutes into this video and I am so over it. Do I have to go to the end? Okay.
It was the soldiers.
Was it?
That's what we came to the conclusion of.
Well,
So it was the soldiers.
Right, I'm actually gonna look up. I'm bored and I'm the sort of person that needs to do 2 things at a time. So I'm still gonna be listening to this crap and jutting in when something is relevant, but I'm actually going to be looking up whether these soldiers have any basis in fact, because I personally don't know, and it's going to keep me slightly more engaged than whatever the hell is happening right now.
Can you tell me your name?
Lewis.
I heard that too. Lewis, were you a soldier? I'm a demon, get out.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Alright.
Yeah.
We'll leave.
Uh-huh.
Do not follow us.
The next hotspot of the Conjuring house that the lights are flickering in the next room that I really wanted to hit happened to be right outside of the basement. This story is gonna sound familiar. When the parents finally decided to call Ed and Lorraine Warren to have their home exorcised or blessed or...
I just paused because I was like, did the parents call the Warrens? But yeah, I think they did. I think I'm getting my houses mixed up. But anyway, let's continue.
Honestly, to have these experts come in and try and save their family from this entity, things got violent very quickly. And while they were in this next room over there, about 20 feet away from me, there was Ed, Lorraine, the parents, Mr. and Mr. Perrin, and 2 videographers and 1 more psychic. So 6 people total, math check me. And as the oak table started to shake, they realized that Carolyn Perrin, for lack of better terms, looked like she became possessed. Her eyes rolled back, her body was contorting, and at the same time as this oak table rising, they were trying to deal with that, they were trying to deal with this possession that was happening. And of course, Mr. Perrin ran straight over to Mrs. Perrin to try and help her, and Ed warned him, you cannot touch her, because if you do, you risk the chance of transferring that demonic entity into you. And in the midst of all this chaos, poor Mrs. Perrin was levitated into the air and thrown so hard from that room up against this stone mantle fireplace behind me that they actually thought she had died. The door just opened. Mr. Perrin ended up punching Ed Warren in the...
No, I don't think I'm mixing my houses up. As for the 7 dead soldiers, there is no credible proof of that. I didn't think that there was. Oh my god, I just had the best idea. I could build, like, because obviously I do Sims as well on Saturdays. I used to do it on Fridays and now I change my upload day. But I could build, like, the Conjuring house and tell, like, the actual story, not all of this, like, skeptical bullshit that these mediums like to put on the place. I could do, like, Amityville and the Conjuring house and, like, any location and tell the actual real story that I can find from, obviously do my best with, like, the information that's out there. That could be really cool to do as a series. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I heard that because I get all my lore gets jumbled up in my head, so I'm not sure like which Warren case is which, like on the spot, but I'm pretty sure in the house where there was a fight, the husband punched Ed, which would be this one, they didn't actually call them and the husband didn't want the Warrens there, so I'm pretty sure it was the Conjuring house where the Warrens just showed up and the parents didn't actually call them for help. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep going.
Banished him from this home, never returned his phone calls, returned to sender every single letter sent by the Warrens here. The Warrens actually showed up to the home to make sure that Mrs. Perrin was okay, and they wanted nothing to do with the Warrens at this point, so unfortunately, that's kind of where their story ended, but
I'm sorry, but if my wife nearly died because of the Warrens' bullshit, I would also not want anything to do with them. Like, I feel like that is a pretty reasonable response. I'm not saying that she's saying that it's not, but like, I still feel like that's a pretty reasonable response.
I thought, if I'm gonna hit a hotspot in this house, It might as well be where Mrs. Perrin hit the wall because of this entity. So I thought I'd sit down and ask some questions specifically about the haunting of this home, the equipment I want to use, pretty much bring out everything. The REM pod I'm going to set up right on the mantle. Let me reset it. Oh, that's not me. Let me reset it again. That's not me.
That literally was you.
Can you see that? Can you make it go to purple, please? Light up all different colors. You're almost there. Just put a little more energy into it.
It seems pretty regular. As I say that, I go nuts.
I'm gonna reset it again.
Yeah, reset it.
Okay. Once is an accident, twice. Oh my gosh! Is there any chance that you can please step away from that REM pod to confirm that it is a spirit, in fact, that's setting it off? Step over here with me.
I would say that that's not a good place for the REM pod. There is something there that most likely isn't a spirit that is setting it off. So you need to find a different place or rule that out as a thing that you can use to investigate with.
Okay, I set the range so it is as close as you possibly have to get to the REM pod for it to get set off.
Yeah, it's just being quiet for its reset time. And then it's going off again. Something about that fireplace is setting it off.
Can you make it go to green, please? It's hit all the colors, it's at purple. What is that saying? That's like, once is a coincidence, or like, once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. I don't even know what 4 times is, undeniable proof.
I would say the 4 times is your evidence is contaminated and you need to move it. If it was happening, like, move it to the other side of the room. See if it still happens.
I'm gonna set up a cat ball. I haven't even asked a question. That thing's gone off so much.
Well, that just proves how uneven the floors are.
Well, it rolled all the way, so it actually, this is touching the mantle as well, just barely, but it is touching the brick. If something was setting off that REM pod, can you set off the new device that I've set onto the floor right here? It's called the cat ball. You just go up and touch it. There's a spirit here with me.
Why did she start mucking about with the REM pod again? Like, it's quiet. She left it all alone for like 30 seconds and then picked it all up. Why do these people, like, if you're gonna leave things out for evidence, you gotta leave it longer than 30, 60 seconds. Like, it's not gonna be instant. It's like, if it's not instant and it doesn't have that wow shock factor, then they're just like, nah, get rid of it.
I just want to ask a few more questions. But that was crazy. The most active the REM pod was where I feel like one of the most violent things happened. Okay, this is very...
I have a question. I don't know much about the range. I don't think I would know much about the range of these REM pods without actually physically having one and being able to test it out. She said that she had set the range to as close as it had to be. Could she have set the range as wide as it possibly could be, so it was actually her sitting there that was making it go off? I mean, I'm sure there could have been something else that she was doing that was making it go off, or even maybe something that Tyler was doing that was making it go off, because like, this looks like maybe an external door. It might not be. I'm not sure about how this house is set up, but that looks like a window. So this looks like an external door, which means theoretically, again, it's brick. Brick tends to be more of a barrier with this sort of stuff, but theoretically, maybe he could be the other side of this fireplace doing something. Possibly not, I'm not saying that that's a definite, it's just speculation. But Amanda is definitely a lot closer, and you know, we do know that she's got her phone in her back pocket for most of this, so maybe that's got something to do with it. Or maybe the battery was low and it was just wigging out and she's changed the battery or something. Maybe she knew the battery was low, or maybe she didn't know and she believes all this crap and she just changed the battery and now it's silent. You know, we don't know, it's just speculation.
Weird. I have a pendulum. I got it read. You're still there? Could you make it go to green or purple if you're still around?
Yeah, I mean, her phone's on the floor right there.
That threw Caroline Perrin against the wall.
Is it locked? It might be locked.
Could you please step away from the REM pod?
It looks like there's notifications on it. Like on the lock screen, and then you've got the bubbles down below where your notifications stack. I think she's doing it with her phone.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, the phone screen is on there. I want a moment where it's silent. Oh no, her phone screen's still on there.
Something was setting off that REM pod. Can you set off the new device that I've set onto the floor right here?
It would have been interesting if her phone screen was off here, but it's not. It doesn't mean it's not the phone. It could be that she's got the phone screen on the whole time so that people can't notice that when the phone screen's on and it's getting notifications, that's setting this off. And then when it's black and it's not getting notifications, it's not going off. That could just be a consistency thing.
To the closest range again.
Yeah, but the fact that you have to keep resetting it to make it stop makes it seem like it's not a spirit or anything. It is, something's wrong with it.
Is the entity that harmed the Perrin family is still here? Can you tell me up and down, or forward and back for yes, left to right for no, or in circles for maybe? I don't know if you guys can see it from there, but it is strong circles. If the entity is here, can you set off that device behind me?
So, okay. So personally, I'm into the woo-woo shit, but my personal experience with it is that it's more like spicy psychology. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to view it that way, but that's how I view it. So yes, I do use tarot cards and pendulums and crystals and all that sort of stuff. But I even work with entities sometimes, but that doesn't mean that these things actually exist outside of myself. I am very sort of fluid, open, and I guess sort of like a spiritual theorist, if you will. But I, with my practice or whatever you want to call it, I am very much, okay, how does this external thing relate to me and could help me grow as a person? So, all of that being said, there was a whole lot of information I might not even keep in. But with pendulums, and this is where the argument comes in, because a lot of people don't understand how the divination tools work. They're all like, oh, but it could be micro movements. Yes, that's the point. The point is obviously you try and stabilize, with the pendulum specifically, you try to stabilize your arm enough that you can't move. Like, it's not like you're doing this and you're waving your hand around. So you try and like bridge your arm as much as you can, but obviously you're still going to have micro movements and little shakes. And you could ask like calibration questions, like things you know the answers to. So you'd be like, am I wearing a green jumper? And then it would suppose, if it's working correctly, it's supposed to swing yes. And then you ask it like, I don't know, am I wearing a purple jumper? I don't know why I'm going for the jumper route, but I am. And then it would swing no. And then that's how you know that it's like calibrated. And then you can ask questions that you don't know the answers to. Is it 100% accurate? No. Should it be taken as gospel? No. Is it sometimes a useful tool, especially if you're working with like your own subconscious? Yes. It could be a great tool to work with your own subconscious because your subconscious mind does know the answers. It's just getting from back here to up here. It's bridging that gap. Is it useful in something a bit more like this? No, probably not. And especially not if you're just doing it for 30 seconds and it's like, oh my god, it's spinning in a circle. I'm gonna put it down now. You got it out for the aesthetic. That just proves to me that you don't know what you're doing with it at all.
Okay, my last and definitely least favorite room that I have to go into tonight. I have to get this out of the way first, right?
Am I the only one that's not scared of basements?
I'm trying to remember the story, but there was a picture of an entity caught back here that was absolutely horrifying. Oh, just back here feels so heavy on my back. Oh, I forgot about this entire set of stairs. Look.
Look, you're actually in the ground.
Snake skins, there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Something just touched my hair right behind me.
Yeah, don't worry, it's just the spiders.
Just tripped. I'm gonna set up some equipment, turn on the lights. I just feel like someone's following me.
Yeah, you're in paranoia.
And,
most likely.
hello? It sounded like someone was walking down the stairs.
Because you just walked on them. They're settling.
Oh, the seance room. Sorry if it looks a little crazy on the table. These are all offerings that people have brought to the spirit that supposedly haunts the basement. There are so many different spirits down here, but the one that everybody reports is the crooked-necked lady. She actually is so infamous that when this place was a daycare, there's a toy chest that was here before the, not previous owners, but the last owners purchased the home, and they found it in the basement. So kids' toy chest and the drawings on the inside of it have a woman with a crooked neck. There's a legend. This is not confirmed to be true at all, but a previous landowner's wife, I believe, herself in the barn on the property and was found afterwards and unfortunately wasn't able to be saved. Something just touched my back. Swear on Bo. My back is to the freaking well, which is terrifying because that's where everything comes out of, they say. But anyways, that is the legend of the crooked neck lady. Unconfirmed. Who knows if it's true.
The crooked neck lady gives me the Haunting of Hill House vibes. Probably no connection, but that's what it made me think of.
Actually have notes because there is some false stuff. Other than the basement being riddled with spirits, there is one spirit that is the most infamous in the Conjuring house, especially the basement, and that is Bathsheba. Bathsheba was a woman who lived in town. There's no record of her ever living in this home. There's a lot of misinformation out there surrounding her. I just want to say that this stuff has never been proven. Bathsheba never lived here, was not a witch. She actually received a proper Christian burial, so I don't know where that came from. And there is no evidence, dead person behind the camera. Just walked down the stairs. I don't know if you heard that. Just walk. And around the corner. I'm gonna set up the music box here in a second. And Bathsheba was known and exiled for taking the life of an infant with a needle to the back of the head. And again, no evidence of this ever happening. Yet Bathsheba is the one who is said to haunt the Conjuring house. So I want to see what's coming out of that freaking well, what's in this basement, and what scared me so bad the very first time I came here with Sam and Colby that I could not stay.
While she does promote a lot of misinformation and a lot of vague speculation, I do want to give her props for at least attempting to debunk the Bathsheba thing, because Bathsheba did not deserve all the crap that's been made up about her. So again, props where it's due, I guess. There's gonna be a lot of noises. Yeah, because you're in the basement in an old house.
If there are things in here and they're ready to communicate, could you make a loud knock or turn this flashlight on? I don't know that I have it in the right spot, so that one might be difficult, but I'm hearing stuff in the hall, but the music box is not going off. Why are you not doing this for me? Are you able to turn that flashlight off?
Or the flashlight that you've had to
When you know
tamper
you're
with
here
like
with me.
15 times to get it in the right
Amazing.
spot.
Thank you.
So that it
I
does
also
it
have
on
a
its
cat
own.
ball set up in front of. That's it. Wow. Thank you. I'm gonna turn on this spirit box now.
It just so happened to happen as she flicked her hair. It couldn't have been her fingers going off a jumper or anything.
Hello? It definitely just said die. I'm scary. Alright, I would like for one of you to come through at a time, please. If you can do that, say yes. We have 2 of us. If there's 2 of you and you can take turns, I'd love to speak to both. The female. What's your name? Coraline? Could you say that again? Was that
Like
it?
Natalie, no. Or Madeline.
Yes, Coraline. Who's the other person who's here with us? They don't want to say their name.
Okay.
It said Lloyd immediately after I said it didn't want to say its name. Its name is not Lloyd. Crystals? I do have crystals on me. Do you know what type of crystal? I have the crystal right in front of me. In the box. Do you want me to use the crystal pendulum to communicate? Do you have a mask on? Did that say run?
I don't
You need to calm down.
know.
You need to calm down. Bad. Okay, I'm only hearing bad things. I know you're just trying to freak me out because I'm here alone and I'm not going to take that. I've been here before. I've been here tonight. Do you remember what we talked about earlier tonight? Was it you I was talking to? You were calling me by a nickname? Princess, that was the nickname. Seeing? What are you seeing? That was an evil laugh. Laughing. I heard him laughing. What's so funny?
There's a cut. There's no proof it didn't knock that. Or like budge the table or something.
I swear that cat ball moves. Yeah? Did that cat ball just move? Who moves the cat ball? Daisy? I'd like to ask some questions about the well behind me. Would you do that? Yes? I heard so many conflicting answers. I just want to make sure it's okay. No, and someone like no. I heard protection. Haunted. I'm just gonna turn this off for a second because it's distracting me. I'm gonna focus on writing because I have 3 different people here. One woman, for sure, who I believe's name is Daisy. I have that entity that was kind of, oh my god, I just watched it walk behind me on the camera on this side that scared me half to death. It was tall and it was thin and it was lanky and we have this entity that called me princess, and there's something else that I'm not quite picking up on that's the 3rd thing.
That was 4.
And I think that the 3rd thing is this entity that comes from the well. And I do believe that I encountered it before. If this is a spirit I've encountered before.
But that's a bit of a reach.
Does it sound like there's someone above me? You seemed frustrated with me earlier that I was confident. Is that true? Is that because the last time I came down here, I had a much different reaction? I feel like I'm normally the type of person that just apologize, but I'm not sorry. Could you turn the flashlight off, please? I'd love to ask another question. All the way off.
So you can see it flickering out.
Are you the spirit that haunts the basement?
We don't know how much time is
I
between
thought so.
these flashlight questions and the time it's actually turning on and off.
I know you can't answer this with the flashlight, but I do wish I could know why.
It's also
You
going on
pretended
and
like you
on
were doing me a favor.
with no questions, so it's just timing.
Do you stay here and do you live in this basement? Could you turn the flashlight on if you're trapped down here? Turn it off, please. If you're trapping other spirits down here as well, turn the flashlight on. I have full body chills because I know it's being dishonest. I was trying to come up with your name earlier and I know now it starts with a B. And if you're as confident as you say you were, you shouldn't be afraid to give me the first letter. Does the first letter of your real name start with a B? Are you not willing to talk to me anymore? It feels like everybody left the basement. So I didn't realize this because the room that I was in the basement has literally no windows. So it's not until I headed out when I was like, it just feels like everything left at once. And I decided I wanted to get out of there. That I started walking out of the room and up the stairs, and there's a tiny little window that you saw that I looked out of, and I'm like, oh, the sun's coming up. I got up here and I looked out the window. The sun's coming up. It's pretty much daytime now. And I wonder if that is maybe part of the reason or the reason that all of a sudden the basement went silent. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
I mean, there's absolutely no proof or basis to the theory that paranormal activity only happens at night. If anything, in my own experience, I've always had far more activity around me during the day. But it also, for me, it's mostly when you're not paying attention. So my thoughts on this, well, I do believe that most places have an energy. Well, I believe that all places have an energy to them. Does that mean they are haunted? No. People are energetic beings. Like, we know this. And energy cannot be destroyed. It just transmutes, basically. So, and you don't have to believe this is just what I believe, but I believe that when we exist in places, we are pouring out our energy into them, whether that be positive, negative, neutral, whatever. I do believe that some emotions and some energies are more sticky, I guess, than others, like negative energies, for example, but I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with like the age of a building. I mean, obviously the age of a building might have more activity, I guess, but I think a healthy sense of skepticism is always good. So back to my original point, I like to tangent. Do I think the Conjuring house is haunted? I don't know. Do I think that there could be activity there? Yes, there could be, but I think that most places have a certain level or differing levels of activity. It's just whether you're paying attention to it. Like, a lot of things can be debunked and dismissed, and that is completely valid, but there's always generally that one little thing that you're not quite sure on. I don't believe a word that comes out of the parents. I'm very skeptical of anything that the parents say. I don't believe a word that comes out of the Warrens' mouth, and I don't believe anything that Jacqueline Nunes says. She has proven that she is very dishonest, very unreliable, and probably could do with some medication. The previous owners before Jacqueline, I am probably a bit more likely to believe because they don't really have a stake in it anymore. So while activity may happen in the house occasionally, I don't believe that it's as haunted as everybody claims, especially with how notorious the home is and how many lies and manipulated stories there are around it and about it. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know, and if you have any video suggestions, please drop them down in the comments. If you have anything else you'd like to say, anything you don't agree with me on, anything I missed, let me know. Just keep comments respectful, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye! I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I would not be surprised. Oh, he's a fucking twat as well. Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back. And today I thought we would look at our resident pop culture psychic, Antphrodite. I had noticed that he has put up a video about Matt Rife and the Annabelle doll, so I thought we would check it out. And I have also just seen, whom I recommended, that he did a video on our Ed and Lorraine Warren frauds, so maybe we'll check that out if we have time, or maybe we'll do another video on that one. But without further ado, make sure to like the video, consider subscribing, grab a drink, I've got tea, maybe go get a snack, and without further ado, let's just jump right in. Okay, so this is the video. Annabelle doll haunted / attacked Matt Rife, question mark, exclamation mark, bit of drama. Psychic reading. Matt Rife purchased the Conjuring house. No he didn't. He purchased Ed and Lorraine Warren's house and the Warren Occult Museum from Ed and Lorraine Warren. Wrong again. He purchased it from Nesper, or I know his name, I have forgotten his name, Tony Sparrow, and became the new owner of the Annabelle doll. Wrong again. He owns the building. He does not own Annabelle. He is Annabelle's guardian. So 3 statements, 3 incorrect statements, 0 out of 3. The Stanfordites, please. Let's just get started, I guess. I have pre-thought and I do... Ow! Smack myself in the glasses. I have pre-thought and I do have my binder. We're probably gonna need it. Let's do this.
Hello, Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another spooky reading. This time, it's on the Annabelle doll again. If you haven't seen any of my other readings I've done on the Annabelle doll, I'll put a link to up here. Something weird has happened. Matt Rife, of all people, the comedian, has bought the Conjuring house and everything in it.
Nope.
Yeah, you heard that right. Ed and Lorraine Warren, yeah. He is now the rightful owner of the Annabelle doll. Girl, what the hell is you doing? I'm confused. So this is a plot twist I don't think any of us saw coming. And everyone wants to know, is he in trouble? Is the Annabelle doll gonna get him? Why did he buy it? What's gonna happen next? Is Annabelle mad? So we're gonna take a look at this. Remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainers only, and let's get started. All right, so let's look at Matt Rife first. So Matt Rife, why did he buy it? What's gonna happen?
He wanted to buy it because he wanted to invest in a haunted property because they're fucking cash cows.
So Matt Rife is a 10 of swords.
Right, so still got an absolutely dog shit camera. So you can't even read that one, it's paused. Is this me? Is this my setting? Yes. Why are you playing in... Okay. No, it's not me because...
That's a betrayal and a backstab.
Oh, okay, his camera was slightly out of focus. I mean, it's not great, but 10 of Swords, the Hermit. I don't know this deck. I don't think that's the Queen of Wands. It might be the Page. I mean, it might be the Queen because he got this whole pattern thing up here.
He really wanted this. It's almost like he did everything to get it so that someone else couldn't. I wonder how it has to do with the rights to something, or ownership of something, or selling something, or making a movie or something about that. I don't know. There's some...
He wanted a haunted property. It's not that deep. I mean, he is correct with it being a betrayal card. I don't know what he's rabbiting on about now, but it is a betrayal card.
Sort of feeling of like he wanted to beat someone to the punch. I see like the image in my mind is like a race to the finish, or like, you know, when people are on eBay selling and they're trying to like bid at the last minute. There's something to do with the last minute bid or something.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me considering that's generally how buying a house goes, is especially when it's a high value, high demand property. Like, I can imagine a lot of people would have wanted to have bought Ed and Lorraine Warren's house. You know, it's like, whether they were scammers or not, well, they were, but that is an iconic piece of history. There's no taking away from that. So yeah, I would have imagined that it would have been kind of hard to get, and it would have been like a bid wars kind of situation.
The Hermit's upright is the why. It's introspection, isolation.
Mm-hmm.
And the Queen of Wands.
Okay.
Is what's gonna happen.
It's the Queen, so that was supposed to represent a crown. The Queen of Wands.
But the Queen of Wands is about aggression. It's also beauty, but it's aggression.
It's aggression if it's reversed. It's confident, self-assurance, passionate, determined, social, charismatic, vivacious, and optimistic if it's upright. Kind of just sounds like it's describing Matt, to be honest, at least from what I've seen of his crowd work in his comedy shows.
Clarification on why he did this.
Does it matter?
Page of Swords, something worth fighting for, new opportunity, Hierophant. That's like feeling like I can rebrand this or put some sort of like new spin on it. There's a feeling of like I can make it more beautiful or more, but there's no money card. So I'm like, why are you what is the point? It's a vanity project, an ego project.
I mean, are we surprised? I don't need cards to tell me any of this. We've got 5 of Cups reversed. Contentment, Pentacle, Queen of Pentacles reversed. Insecure, greedy, materialistic. And then Sister of Cups. Idealism. Yeah, no. He's being somewhat truthful so far, but we're only 3 minutes in, so I won't hold my breath that that's gonna last.
That's what it is for him. It's ego. 5 of Cups, King of Pentacles reversed, and Page of Cups.
Oh, is that the King of Pentacles? Probably not going to be much different from what I said. No, it's still being greedy, materialistic, exploitative, wasteful, possessive, that sort of thing.
Look, he actually... okay. Matt Rife is looking for a spook of his life. He's looking to be like scared. Like he's looking for the scare of his life. It's like an adrenaline junkie. He is seeking some sort of intense moment. Like he is dying for some sort of paranormal activity or something to happen to him. Because it's almost like, think of it like someone who just doesn't believe and they're like, okay, well, if something is going to happen, I want to see it. Be careful what you wish for. There's also this feeling of him being like, I can create something beautiful with this. There's opportunity with this. And all of these vain cards are talking about vanity. But if you remember what I said about the Annabelle doll in recent things, I said that she amplifies. And a lot of the shit that I see in the Conjuring house is, and stuff around.
Not the Conjuring house. Oh, this is annoying me. This was a 30-second Google. Also basic fucking knowledge, but 30-second Google. He puts no effort into any of this. And yeah, I can't remember if Matt has... Oh, he doesn't believe in astrology. Okay, fair. That's if we take that into account. I'm not going to go digging too much. I thought he had said somewhere that he doesn't believe in ghosts, but maybe that was a couple of years ago. Maybe something's happened since then. Maybe he's just lying because he's just bought the Warren Museum. There's a fruit fly in my face. Anyway, let's continue.
On it is amplifying energy. I think what this is doing is it's going to amplify a few things for him. It's going to amplify his own vanity. We already know he struggles from vanity. The whole Brooke Schofield situation, what she claimed and all that shit and all the stuff he's had done and stuff like that. His physical appearance. His vanity is going to get increased. His obsession with vanity is going to get increased. I also think that his issues with women are going to be increased as well. The Queen of Wands says that his feminine energy is going to be turned up to like 100. So he's not going to be, his masculine energy is going to be overshadowed by his feminine energy hardcore. And
so he's going to become more of a whiny little than he already is. Also, why is this, well, it's a fucking Raggedy Ann doll that it's just a doll. There's nothing to it. But if we are believing in this, if it is possessed by or containing some demonic force or whatever, why is it only amplifying? It's already there. If it's capable of moving around and scratching people and throwing people across the fucking room and whatever else they've claimed, why is it now just sitting in a box, behaving itself and just amplifying? That doesn't make any sense.
A lot of the women around him, the energy is going to be amplified. There's like aggressive energy towards women. There's like, or like this women fighting back against him. There's going to be some sort of drama with a woman being aggressive towards him soon. Some form of retaliation. A woman retaliating against him for something. I see that. And a lot of this stuff is because he's kicking up this energy. So like I said before, I'm not quite certain that all of these things are like necessarily haunted or they're evil, but I do think there's going to be amplification towards what's already existing.
Okay, I give props where they're due, regardless of who it is. Good on him for not propagating the fucking stereotype that all this shit is haunted by demonic bollocks. Because people obviously take him seriously, and he could feed that narrative. It's nice, even if it's someone I don't particularly like, even if it's someone that is on their bullshit with other things, it is nice that he's like, hey, it's probably not that. It's just like amplifying energy or whatever. Like, he's still saying like maybe something could be happening, but it's not that. So props where it's due. What have we got? Queen of Cups in reverse. Giving too much. Needy, fragile, dependent. 10 of Cups in reverse. Unhappy, separation, conflict, isolation, and then Judgment. Awakening, renewal, purpose, reflection, reckoning. So basically he's gonna have a tantrum.
The Judgment card's upright. See, the 10 of Cups is reversed, and the King of Cups, which to me is about the people's perception of him. So for me, this is like, be careful what you wish for, because it's going to amplify everything you already are. So I think, I don't know. I mean, the Hermit's bored, so he's kind of just bored. 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands, and Lover's card.
Why is he... I said this last time we covered him, but he picks and chooses what cards he reads. Like, he picked out Judgment. He didn't comment on these two because it didn't fit his narrative, and now he's carrying on. So the Lover's reversed. Imbalance, conflict, attachment, bad choices. 3 of Wands. Upright. The 3 and the 2 of Wands. Interesting. Confidence, expansion, growth. Making decisions, leaving comfort, taking risks. Interesting that they're backwards.
There's someone that he's in competition with that has an interest.
That was squeaky. Like, he can't help his voice. I'm not trying to shame him for that, but that was squeaky.
In this. And that's why it's an ego thing or an ego project. Like, someone that he's competitive with that wants this or is interested in this, that he's kind of like gunning for. I also think that there's a part of him that thinks that this is like an impressive thing that he can kind of like brag about, or maybe there's a girl that's interested in it that he's like, whatever. There's just like, it's all vanity. Like, dude, I cannot get over the lesson that he needs to learn is a lesson in vanity. And it's going...
Well, maybe he's been, I mean, I don't know, but he's been friends with Eaton, whatever the fuck his name is, for a while. He has seen the success that they've had. Sam and Colby have just bought a school. That's a huge success from what I know. This is the rage now. People are buying up haunted property and making it a business. It's passive income, mostly.
To be that. He needs to be careful because there's going to be a lesson learned with being vain, physical beauty, and having that either like damaged or taken from you or just like tested. I just keep getting the same message.
Yeah, because you're not actually paying attention to the cards at all, really, and you're just spouting your own opinion, and this is just aesthetic.
Ace of Pentacles upright, 8 of Swords reversed, and Death. Yeah, like...
Okay, so Death reversed. Resisting change, stagnancy, repeating negative patterns, and then 8 of Swords reversed. Freedom, taking control, facing fears, empowered. See, I could put a really nice through line with these cards, but he doesn't. He just spouts his own opinion while placing cards down, and it doesn't really bounce off of them at all.
He has some ideas for business. He has some ideas of how to like make things different. Like, you know, this is like his first venture into new projects. Like for him, he was like, I need something new. I want to try something new. I want to do new endeavors. I have somewhat of a mild interest in this. and I'm trying to beat someone else to the punch, and there's this competitiveness with him and someone else, and he's like, you know what, I feel like I can handle this. I don't know if I feel doom and gloom. I know everyone here is like, oh my god, he's gonna die and there's gonna be all this craziness and he's gonna be...
No, he's gonna be absolutely fine because all of this bullshit is fake.
Haunted for life. No, I feel like a lot of people have done that with the Annabelle doll, and it's kind of getting on my nerves because I'm like, have you looked at any of my readings? I don't think she's such a nefarious energy.
Have you looked at my readings? No, have you just like looked at the fucking research? Have you looked into the stories? Have you figured out where she's come from? Because like, she just appeared one day. There was no owner. Like, nobody's ever come forward and claimed her. Nobody's nothing. And there's rumours that this isn't even the real Annabelle doll, and that the real Annabelle doll is off in some collector's basement somewhere, and this is just a random ass Raggedy Ann doll. I mean, not that the original Annabelle wasn't a random ass Raggedy Ann doll, but you get the point. But it is, as I said, it is nice to hear that it's also getting on his nerves. Because while I think he's a tool, it's nice to be agreed with on some level that the whole Annabelle is an evil demonic force and burnt down a plantation house and released people from prison and whatever else she's apparently done. There's no proof to any of it. Like, sometimes a coincidence is just a coincidence. She's travelled before and nothing happened. It's fine. She's just a doll.
And I do think that we can create things like Annabelle through our own thoughts. You know, if you intensely think that something is haunted, you can create that. So, you know, thoughts are power, manifestation is thoughts, and prayer is manifestation, which is the power of thought. So, I
mean, I don't disagree with that. I have explored similar topics in my videos. Like, there is some weight to all of that. Like, I've explained it before. I'm not going to go too deep into it. But I have covered it in other videos. Like, I think we touch on it a bit in Living Ghosts, which I don't know whether this is coming out first or after. I think this is coming out after that one. And I've touched on it in like a bunch of different videos. But yeah, no, I do think that there is a paranormal entity. Does it mean that it's ghosts? No. Does it mean that it's demons? No. But there is something paranormal, because the paranormal is anything that we cannot explain, and it is manifested somehow. You know, even if it is purely created within our own brains and it is a manifestation of a brain function, for instance, it is still paranormal until we have scientifically proved that that is what's happening. Because paranormal is literally just anything that cannot be explained. But we've now got ourselves to a point where we can't use terms like paranormal because people hear paranormal and they jump straight to ghosts. So now we have to go, I don't think it's paranormal, I just think it's interesting and it can't be explained. When that's literally what the word paranormal meant in the fucking first place. But there we go.
We create our own realities. That being said, I just think that it's an amplification tool. She's an amplification tool. And I think, you know, whether that is what her original intent was or if it's just been created from everyone's energy putting onto her, regardless, there's just a lot of amplified energy of his issues that he has to deal with. His feminine energy that he's in denial about, his or repressing, his obsession with physical beauty, the Nine of Pentacles upright, the Eight of Swords is the Nine of Swords reversed, and Three of Cups. This is actually a very good opportunity for him to have an ego death and break cycles. This is a really good opportunity for him to learn a valuable lesson. So I don't know if I necessarily feel it's going to be the easiest ride for him. He does seem like the quitter type, so it wouldn't be shocking to me if he ended up selling this and trying to flip it. But regardless, if he does follow through with this, he will learn a very valuable lesson that will enhance him as a person. So,
I mean, he is in a business deal with Elton, so he's not doing it on his own. I don't know how easy it would be to get out from this deal and to sell it. I don't know whether Elton would be able to afford to buy him out. I don't know if Elton would agree to sell. I know that they've got a lease for the objects for 5 years, so I would assume they would at least have to have it for 5 years. But there's loopholes to every contract, and especially if you have money. So I don't know, from what I've seen so far with like people setting it up and researching it and everything, is that it's very much Elton's project. He's the one doing the business, he's the one doing the numbers, all of that sort of thing, and Matt just sort of has stuck his name on it, has potentially bankrolled it. So I don't know how involved he actually is outside of his name being on it.
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily feel it's as evil as everyone's feeling. I mean, I guess it depends on the level of like kickback in terms of physical vanity issues that he has to deal with. But Three of Cups being upright and the Nine of Pentacles tells me that he kind of needs a public overhaul, and he's realizing he needs like a PR fix. And so I think this was like his first endeavor into trying to change that. And I do think it's going to help change that, but I don't think it's going to be in the way in which he thinks.
I mean, all of this is just, it's deducible from just paying attention. None of this, I really think, is coming from the cards, to be honest. Like, I've stopped looking because, like, with the Madeleine McCann one, he was just straight up making shit up. This one, it seems like I don't disagree with what he's saying. I do agree with a lot of what he's saying. Do I think these cards have any relevance other than the fact that they're aesthetic right now? No, I don't. I don't think this is worth shit. He's just giving off his own opinion and shifting accountability onto the cards. Like, it's not his opinion, it's what the cards said, it's what the cards told him, that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get anything of note out of these last 5 minutes, but I guess the only way we're gonna find that out is if we watch it.
It's gonna be a little bit different than he initially thought. So, and the Three of Cups also tells me that, like, there's some sort of issue with what he thought he was gonna get versus what he actually got, and him feeling like he didn't get what he bought too. Maybe something's missing or something like that. Maybe an item is missing, I don't know. But
maybe Nesper has got him by the fucking balls and he doesn't like it, and he thought he'd have more freedom.
Anyway, Six of Wands, Knight of Swords reverse, and Two of Pentacles. I wonder if he thinks he's like the next Zach Baggins or whatever that guy's name is.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I would not be surprised. Oh, he's a fucking twat as well. Okay, so the Six of Wands on the left would be like victory, triumph, that sort of thing. The middle card is the Knight of Swords reverse, which is like rude and tactless, forceful. And then the Two of Pentacles upright is adaptation, resourcefulness, flexibility. What I get from that is that he won the house, he continues being a twat, and then he has to like pivot because he's trying to protect his image, but it's not my reading.
Six of Wands, Knight of Swords. Interesting. Yeah, he like wants to... I'm telling you, he wants to be proven wrong, quote unquote. Like, he wants to see paranormal stuff firsthand. Like, he wants to, that's like his thing. I wonder if he's gonna make a series or something like that, or he has an idea for like entertainment based and stuff like that.
Wouldn't be surprised.
And granted, I mean, it's probably gonna be good fodder for his comedy in general, but outside of that, I just feel like there is an interest in like, let's see what really can happen. Like, let's put the pedal to the metal. There's a curiosity, a morbid curiosity there. You know what's interesting is this is the first time I'm reading Matt Rife where I'm like, there actually is some depth to you that we're not privy to, and I feel like subconsciously you're trying to put yourself in a position where that falls out of you almost accidentally.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see, to be honest. I'm not Matt's biggest fan, I'll be honest. And I honestly did not expect to go into this video actually agreeing with Ant.
But you have to deal with your vanity first. You have to deal with your insecurity in terms of physical beauty from yourself and others. You have to deal with your issues with the striving for perfectionism, right? And there's no such thing as perfect. You're gonna have to deal with all those issues. You're gonna have to deal with your issues with being afraid of your feminine energy or your feminine side or femininity inside of you. You're gonna deal with all those issues. I don't know, I think he's going through a transitional stage. There's really an ego death. Five of Swords, Queen of Swords upright, and Seven of Swords. You know, Annabelle might bring about a change in him that ends up after a long battle, obviously, and triumphs. After the ego death, he might actually be a better person.
Here's hoping, but I'm not holding my breath. Okay, I don't think I'm getting any more worth out of that. We stayed an extra minute. So this is a reading on Annabelle from 3 months ago. So this is when that plantation burnt down. So let's see how much he changed his tune in 3 months.
Oh, Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another conspiracy theory reading. This time it's on the Annabelle doll. So apparently she's been taken out of the Warren Museum. I believe that's where she was. On a
Got the house right this time.
tour, I think because of the new movie or something. And there's been crazy, wild stuff happening after she's left wherever she has been at. I think there was a fire. Was it a plantation? I think there was some sort of fire. And something else, and people are wondering if it's Annabelle's, sort of curse or the conspiracy that she's doing it. So we're gonna take a look at this. Remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainers only, and let's get started. So I believe I did a reading on Annabelle a million years ago where I look a mess because it was a Halloween video. So let's see if we can maybe get more information. I am not shocked.
Does have a different deck. I've only seen him use like 2 decks.
That the voodoo doll is the first card that I pull out of this deck. I think this happened the last time too. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles, Chariot, 6 of Pentacles.
Oh no, I think this is actually the first deck I saw him use because it had these weird symbols on. I could never figure out what the cards were.
Okay, so the 4 of Pentacles is like a greedy, selfish card. The Chariot is about progress and moving. She was physically moved. 4 of Pentacles would be about the doll as well. And then the 6 of Pentacles is a breaking of rules or structure. So somebody broke the rules. Okay, 6 of Swords is travel. Queen of Pentacles reversed. And Page of Swords.
I'm not doing this reading so much as to debunk it. I'm just curious as to how much he's changed his tune in 3 months, depending on what way the wind's blowing. Well, let's do a little bit of research. So we had the 4 Pentacles. Okay, I'm not sure where I got to because I got interrupted by the all-important downloading of Borderlands 4 onto Fredo's Xbox. Chariot's technically not a moving card, but if you're... I guess it in reverse is no direction, so the opposite no direction would be direction, so technically, yeah, it's loose, but I see it. And then 6 of Pentacles reversed is extortion, power dynamics, abuse of generosity, that sort of thing. That looks like 6 of Swords. I said I wasn't going to do this, and now I'm doing it, so. Departure, so that's more sort of a travel, that's more of a travel card. So it looks like a Queen of Pentacles reversed. Jealous, insecure, greedy, materialistic. I mean, the people that moved her, yeah. Assuming it's the Page or the Knight. I mean, sort of intellectual, daring, communicative, inspired. They're sort of, both those sort of levels. Anyway, I said I really wasn't going to go digging too much into the reading. It was more his opinion. I need to stop looking here. I'm adjusting. Yeah, it's more sort of his opinion.
I am just seeing a breaking of the rules. Breaking of the rules, breaking of structure, breaking of... Okay, you know what I'm seeing in my mind's eye? And this is going to sound kind of crazy. Have any of you seen the Gremlins movie where they're like, don't feed him after midnight? Don't give him water after midnight, whatever. Something crazy will happen. That's kind of what I'm seeing for this moment. There's something that they were...
Okay, but none of these cards really... At least from my interpretation. Everybody's interpretation can be different. But from these cards so far, I'm not getting that. I've sort of deduced from what we've watched of him before that he just spouts his own opinion and the cards are purely aesthetic. He will ignore any card that doesn't fit his narrative. He will lie about card meanings. And he will pick out and focus on a card that furthers his agenda. This is aesthetics. This is his own opinion.
Supposed to do that they didn't do, or something they weren't supposed to do that they did with the doll. Some sort of ritual, or it's almost like if you were supposed to thank her, like, thank you, Annabelle. So thank you, Annabelle. Like there's some sort of, it's like a common courtesy. There's something weird about this, like some sort of like common courtesy or like thank you or something. 10 of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Cups upright, and the 5 of Swords. See, that's like pettiness. In order... Oh, I got it. Okay. Didn't I see this last time? I gotta rewatch that video. Probably should have did it before the video, whatever. So, the Annabelle doll itself seems like it attracts things to it. It looks like a beacon. It's a beacon to me. So like it's like glowing and like shooting out. So to me that indicates that things are attracted to it. It draws things to it. Think of it like if it was able to draw imps to it, like mischievous beings or whatever. It draws things to it. And in order to stop the light from pulling in things, you have to do something to almost like bind it or tie a rope around it. There's some sort of ritual or something so that it doesn't attract more negative. It's a beacon.
He's changed his tune because in the newer video, he was saying that it just amplifies. It just amplifies. It's not doing anything. It's just a doll. Humans have projected onto it and manifested the fact that it amplifies everything around it. That's not what he's saying 3 months prior. Interesting.
And that's not being done. So I wouldn't necessarily say that Annabelle is doing anything as much as I would say that Annabelle is attracting things to it. 5 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Annabelle's doing the job that it was supposed to do. So I'm like full-blown channeling. When I look at the situation in the doll, right? Like there's some sort of, I don't know if it's a physical or metaphorical ritual. It's like taking a rope and binding it around and around and around and around Annabelle's midsection and being like tying it and being like, we're good. And then there's like it's something about the light, like it's attracting and pulling things into it. And it's not the first time Annabelle's done this. It's like it's like she's attracted to sadness or despair or mischievousness. Like she pulls that out. It's a
Also, surely if any of this was true, then Lorraine Warren, the psychic, the medium, would have, 1, known about it, and 2, wouldn't have said that it's possessed by a demon. Just food for thought.
It's like she's a ruin or like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck. She's kind of become, you can tie energy to items, and I think that's what happened with this doll. Is it's like became something that absorbed shit around it and that attracts this negative energy. Yeah, it's like a lighthouse to negative beings wherever she's at. She's like a beam. I see her like beaming a light, which to me is a metaphor of like she's the lighthouse and she's pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling all these like negative things around her. It's like Murphy's Law. Wherever she's around, she's enhancing the negative energy.
That's not Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law is if something could go wrong, it will go wrong. Okay.
Sends out pulses. I think that's why certain things have been attached to her before, because they're drawn towards her energy. But what's interesting is I'm seeing, so this is interesting. See, I wouldn't be able to see this years ago, but now that I've gotten better at this, I see things picking her up, squeezing her tightly, and then letting go and passing her off to the next person. So it seems like multiple things have been quote unquote attached to her because they've been drawn towards her because of the light. But there's some sort of ritual or something, like you're supposed to say thank you Annabelle or good night Annabelle or bye Annabelle or shh or so, there's something like that needs to be done to stop the beam or to keep it at bay. And that's why I'm getting like that reference to the Gremlins movie.
Firstly, if we're taking any of this seriously, then she's supposed to be like, what, blessed by a priest once a week or something? Secondly, this is just perpetuating the bullshit from 3 months ago. So while I gave him props for the most recent video of not perpetuating the bullshit, he is perpetuating the bullshit here. So half a prop, I retract half, because okay, he did a good and then he did a bad for me, but in the actual timeline he did a bad and then he did a good. It just seems like he forms an opinion from what he learns in the media, and then he comes on here, I've explained it, but sets out his cards and just talks shit. He just gossips. And there's nothing wrong with that inherently, but it's just like the cards and him being a psychic. It just puts him on this pedestal of he knows more than the average person. He has this special gift. He's special. He's more credible than somebody else because Spirit told him. And he's not just some guy with a camera and a microphone on a soapbox. And that's literally all he is. says the girl with the camera and the microphone from her soapbox. He likes to ruminate a lot, so I'm just going to skip towards the end, see whether he says anything different.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Do I think that this stuff is going to continue? I mean, it's possible. She's pulling negative energy. So the dark kind of like, how do I word this? She pulls negative energy, and when you pull negative energy, it's hard for positive energy to exist because it's consumed by the darkness. It's not that it doesn't exist, it's just that it's hard for it to exist because it's just so overpowered by the darkness. So it's like could pull out the negative intentions of a lot of people. Even the most positive people have dark in them, and it seems like she can kind of enhance that. She's like I said, a more force multiplier.
Okay, so he's kinda gone on to the most current theory that he's holding, or the most current story that he's running with. But he still said all the other bullshit, so you know.
So hopefully that gave you a little bit of information, maybe a little bit more in depth than my last reading.
Okay, I'm not going back to an absolutely ancient reading. I don't care that much. Yeah, that was a video on Antphrodite. I wondered what he'd been up to, and I guess we got an answer to that question. And we had a little bit more of a look at the whole Matt Rife and Annabelle situation from a psychic's point of view. Let me know if you would like me to check out the Ed and Lorraine Warren video that he did. I think it could be interesting to hear his opinion on that. But it would be interesting to know whether that is a video that you would want to see as well. So yes, as always, let me know what you thought down in the comments. I absolutely love to hear from you. If you have any video ideas for this channel or any of my other channels, please let me know. These are my other channels and all the content that I make. So go and subscribe to any of the ones that sound interesting to you. And don't forget to turn notifications on so you never miss an upload. If you are one of my simmers, then don't forget that Project Plum Bob is a thing that exists, and we would love to have you in the Discord server if you would like to help out with any of the challenges or the Worlds collab. And while we're speaking of Discord, I do have my own personal Discord server, which at the time of recording is very small and quiet, but I am hoping as more people join, as we hopefully get more traction now that I've separated out my channels and all the rest of it, it will grow and become a bit more active. But that is my first point of call when I need help on videos or suggestions, any of that sort of thing. It's where I'm around most often if any of you would like to hang out with me outside of videos. But yes, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And if you don't feel like you have anything to say, maybe just drop your favourite emoji down into the comments. But with that, I will leave you to the rest of your day now. I hope it's a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye! So that was my mega cut. I hope you enjoyed. If you have one of the older videos in this video, yeah, sure, okay, why not? If you have one of the older videos in this mega cut, then I hope it wasn't too bad. I do like to think that I have evolved my style and definitely my editing / technical ability since starting, which, you know, you'd hope so. You'd hope that would happen as a content creator, that you would grow. Yes, I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. But with all that being said, I have been Para, this has been a video. Consider liking the video, consider subscribing, and I will leave you to get back to the rest of your day. I hope it's a good one, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Paranormal.